off with a new game. Alright then, we are to Oblivion. It's been a long time, friend. It's been a real long time. New game. Yes, we are still.
I was born 87 years ago.
Patrick Stewart, is that you?
For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor.
Well, 10 years
For
of it was
all
kind of
these
weird.
years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams.
He saw me as a pain.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. Behold, in darkness, a doom sweeps the land.
Yep. He's Emperor. I just saw him. He was the Emperor of Tamriel right there.
This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era and the final hours of my life.
Yes, Raptor. This is in fact what the kids call it. Let's just hope the computer behaves today. I have to adjust a few things. When I first started, just full disclosure, I'm playing an Xbox controller, and I might have to adjust the sensitivity of what the analog sticks was like. Because I have another one real long started, and like it was like dragging the cursor all over the place. Nice. Now, Pirates of the Caribbean theme song, similar but new. Actually, let's see. When did Pirates
You may need to turn up your audio.
Oh, I need to turn up mine? Ah, brother.
Or turn down the game audio. Here, go to OBS and I'll show you.
Yeah, I know how to do that. Okay. So, we're gonna... Mic.
Increase the mic. There you go. That should do it.
Alright. And we're joined back with one of the three guys from Top Gear. Let's see. Now, we have a couple options we can go as. We already know that Raven decided to do the lusty Argonian maid, so we're going to be doing something a little different. How about that hairline? But let's see if they fix the elves.
Hey, Raptor. Hope you're doing good.
The Dark Elves look considerably better from when they did in the original Oblivion. Let's check out the High Elves. Shorter than they should be. That's actually one of the complaints I've heard, that all the races are the same size for the player character, which should not be. But hey, if you finally wanted a semi-tall wood elf, you finally got it. Well, the elves look like they have some degree of dignity, which they never did in the OG Oblivion, which is nice. But let's see how are the orcs doing. Yep, still a sin against the divine.
Hey, Raptor. Glad you're checking in. Appreciate it, man. Tonight is Lark's stream. He's the one streaming. My little brother, he's streaming this. So I appreciate it. I'm just moving some stuff around while he's streaming, but I really appreciate you dropping in. I've had a rough last few days, so very nice of you. All right, you can go back to what you were doing, Lark. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yep, it's all good, but yeah. That orc man. And the Khajiits. Yep. We're going to be avoiding all of that. But hey, at least the Argonians look a lot better than they did in the OG Oblivion, and the elves are looking better. But you know how we roll. So, Skyrim I did in Nord. So, I'm thinking Imperial this time. Skyrim orcs got an upgrade. High elf should be like 6'2" or something. I mean, I would think that would be like this baseline Nord. I think they should be even taller than that. No, I'm not holding anyone hostage. Not that anyone can legally prove. That orc has a face only a mother could love. Let's check that again. No, mother couldn't love it either. But yeah, I think we're gonna go. We're running around Cyrodiil. It makes sense to be a Cyrodiil guy or an Imperial. But do I want to be from Colovia or Nibene? Or in the heart of the Empire? I think actually, I don't remember this from OG Oblivion. I think it's just something, it's a little extra flavor. We'll say we're from Colovia, just for the sake of having fun. Young, fine, skin tone, complexion, anything changing here? No. Actually, let's get dead center. What does that give me? Well, let's go all the way to the other side. Ah, I see. There we are. Now this, honestly, the face ain't too bad. The face ain't too bad, and for the sake of just moving along, we might. Let's, yeah, I'm content with all this. Let's see. Ooh, too much. Ooh, his still functioning eyeballs. Oh, I'm legally blind. He's seen some stuff. Zombie of some sorts. Psyker adjacent. Yeah, that's definitely some creepy stuff. Oop, demon. Definitely demon or vampire. A lot of options there. I always like picking the native races. Yeah, I do a lot of that too. I know this is just remasters, but it's probably the amount of Red Guard presence made me happy. Yeah, Red Guards look a lot better, and there's with the exception, well, they all look better, but like the orcs and Khajiit still kind of look. His thing is like I could play an orc or a Khajiit in Skyrim because I think they look well enough. Before, I couldn't play, like in Oblivion, I couldn't play orcs, Khajiits, or Argonians. Argonians now, I think, are somewhat passable. Go there. Skin's fine. Now let's go hair. We don't need that mess of a mop. We're clean. There we go. Absolutely. Going full monk. Just kidding. Alright, let's see. Roman, but not quite. Oh, might get the bandana thing going on. May have been working out. Ah, my more the closer to accurate hairline for me. And yeah, that's a good look. We're probably gonna rock that.
Is there anything else you need from me, Lark, before I leave you to it?
No. If I have any questions for you, I'll let you know.
Got it. All right.
Will do. Lark, have you had your daily dose of purging heresy today? I have, and I'm going to continue doing that. I've seen your face before, blind Lark. Me, I still haven't seen yours. It do be like that sometimes. Alright. Let's see. A little bit wider in the thing. Not too that long. Alright. A little red there. We'll go back to this. Now let's do that facial hair. Which is unique, because in the original Oblivion, facial hair was a no-go. You couldn't get facial hair if you wanted it. Alright, ooh, got that Honest Aid look going on. So add a little bit of the stash, and perfect. Quick and clean. Alright, but now, let's see. Imperial, Colovia, and we need a name. Proficient with heavy armor, heck yeah. Shrewd diplomat and trader, and augmented willpower. I have the power. We're gonna keep nice and rolling. Alright, there we are. Just me in the prison, which I probably got thrown in here for felony tax evasion, where they saw my previous streams and know what kind of person I am. Larkius Disciplinius. Is this the ancestor to your Skyrim character? We could argue that. That'd certainly be fun. Looks like Friar took around with the monk hair. Yeah, there definitely is that. Hold on, let's see what the Dark Elf wants to crap talk for.
An Imperial in the Imperial prison.
Imagine that.
I guess they don't play favorites, huh? Your own kinsmen think you're a piece of human trash.
Still puts me a degree above you, bud.
Sad. I bet the guards give you special treatment before the end. Oh, That's right. You're going to die.
You really want to be playing the gods game here after what happened to your tribunal, pal?
Imperial criminal scum like you give the Empire a bad name, you see. You're an embarrassment. Best if you just disappear.
And which is why I'm going to forget you in about 5
The
minutes.
gods are coming. For you.
Boris, lock that door behind us.
Boris? I thought it was Boris.
They're dead, aren't they?
Yeah, but no need to dwell on that. We always have another guy. He's played by Sean Bean, so he's sure to... Ooh.
I know it.
What's this prisoner doing here?
Guy
This
that's all
cell is
America's
supposed to be off
ancestor.
limits.
Yep. However, at this point in time, we don't have a thriving hate,
Never mind. Get that
a
gate
thriving,
open.
passionate hate
Stand
for,
back,
well,
prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
No sign of pursuit, sir.
Stay
Good.
put, prisoner.
Let's go.
Because the
We're
Falmor
not
right
out of
now
this
are
yet.
just a small political party in the Somerset Isles. They're not a thing.
I've seen you.
Yes, you have.
Let me see your face. You are the one from my dreams.
Nightmare,
Then
boy.
the stars were right. And this is the day. Gods give me strength. Assassins
what's going
attack
on
my
there?
sons, and I am next. My blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance to that escape route leads through your cell.
Well, mother of all conveniences. Anyway, why am I bothering asking who
I
are
am
you?
your
I can read the
emperor,
thing.
Uriel Septim.
OG
By the
late
grace
armor
of the
is dope,
gods,
bro.
I serve
Yes, it is.
Tambriel as
Kind
her
of interesting because it
ruler.
looks like you
You
got
are
that
a
samurai
citizen
mixed
of
with Warwick
Tambriel,
segment.
and you too shall serve her in your own way.
Alright, so,
Perhaps
can you
the
get me out?
gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what
The
you have
gods.
done,
That's one way
it
of
does not
putting it
matter.
as divine
That
intervention.
is not what you will be remembered for.
See a knife here. Alright, so what
You
should I
will
do?
find your own path. Take care. There will be blood and death before the end.
That's why
Please,
I'm
sire,
here.
we must keep moving.
The public demands it.
Better not close this one.
You're
There's no
lucky
way to
those
open it
engines
from the
aren't
other
rusted
side.
over. Glenroy?
Looks like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
Got nothing to say now, do you, you son of a bitch? You need to command the Enterprise. Yeah, instead of dying, he's just gonna get beamed up. That'd be great. Come on, Boris. He sounds like Zobek from Lords of Shadows. But he also sounds like the Great Prince from Bambi 2.
Close off left. Protect the Emperor.
Alright. I got my fisticuffs up. They got nothing on me, man.
The captain's down.
Thank you, Emperor.
You thought we'd go down easy?
I think you guys got this one. But I'm gonna help.
And the Emperor! This one's mine.
Oh no! Yoink.
Are you alright, sire? We're clear for now.
Captain
You don't
Reno,
want me looting her corpse, do you? Just asking. Oh yeah. I have become William Adams.
She's dead. Sorry, sire, but we have to keep moving.
I got her stuff
Stand
though,
aside,
so it's not a
prisoner.
total loss. Oh cool, I get to hold
Waiting
on.
for us here.
That's unique.
Don't know, but it's too late to go
When I
back
was
now.
idle, I was actually sort of holding
worry,
on to the hilt of
we
the
will
sword.
get
It's
you
actually
out.
kind of cool.
They won't be the first to underestimate the
In fact,
blades.
Sir Patrick Stewart played both.
I'll take
I
point.
played both
Let's
roles,
move.
and it was awesome at both.
You
He would
stay
do
here,
that.
prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
Is it such a turn-off that the armors of the Mythic Dawn just disappear as such a tease? Yeah, because they can't be dropping the good stuff that early on. Freaking Skaven. Now let's see. We're still doing the spell thing, so Star of the West. Absorb fatigue on touch. Not sure we're using that. Charm on target. That might be useful. I speak with the voice of the Emperor instead of the voice of dragons, but the Emperors are dragonborn, so we'll figure out how that works. Switching to flare, because you never know when. It goes on this direction. Alright, we got a rough leather shield. I'll take that. Iron bow. Probably never going to use it. I'll take all of that. Yoink. I hate the lock picking in this game. If it's just an easy, very easy lock or an easy lock, I can typically get through it, but... Get over here. No. There we go. I enjoy casting... Alright, fine. Supposedly the archery has improved in this game. I guess. But again, never been much of a stealth archer. And why do that when I can go fire? That looks so cool. The magic in this game looks so much better than the original, but of course, you know, there's a 19-year difference here. So, hypothetically, Lark, you could kill the whole Thalmor right now. Hypothetically. And I cannot stress this enough. Hypothetically. Problem is, though, that will require me to leave Cyrodiil and go over to the Somerset Isles. Which, as of right now, is not something feasible. Casting fireballs again? Maybe. Really, this is just flare. We'll see about getting fireball later. Because here's another thing. Full disclosure. I have beaten Skyrim. I have never beaten Oblivion all the way through. I've gotten pretty far, but I always got lost around doing, you know, just messing around doing stuff. Now we're getting the stuff I actually want. Because remember, I get that boost. We're taking the wrist irons off. Boots. It's a start. Clairvoyance can guide me. Alright. Follow the will-o-wisp to freedom! Rats! Oh, oh, you were running from something else, weren't... Oh, there's a zombie! That's why it was running. Hold still. You're welcome, rat. Oh, you were already dead, weren't you? Yes, yes, I know my magic is low. Why do you think I have a sword? Isn't all of Tamriel under Imperial control right now? Well, yeah. The entirety of Tamriel, the continent, is technically under Imperial control. But not all of Nurn. Caught you in midair and caught you lacking. Lark's Skaven removal service up and running. Now, considering the size of the Imperial city and lore, we're lucky the Skaven infestation isn't much worse. Rusted iron shield and a helmet. Oh, get out of here! Lettuce, cheese, tomato, cheese. Yeah, I'm sure this is all healthy to continue to eat. Ooh, an iron warhammer. Oh, yeah. It is all coming together. Oh, almost forgot. That's right. We mean surish business. And a rusty iron war axe. And, of course, I'm over encumbered. Being a loot goblin is such a tough thing to do. Well, we'll get rid of you, and you, And why am I still carrying the sackcloth stuff? There we go. It's heavy armor, or it's no armor for this guy. It would be amazing if there was a mod for Skyrim where you can explore the whole continent of Tamriel on foot as like a werewolf. I'd love that even more. Yep, if you want to explore the whole continent of Tamriel, you're going to need to go back to Arena. Or Elder Scrolls Online, but yeah, that's not quite the same thing. Honestly, if you just want pure, just like as much exploration as possible, Daggerfall I still think is the largest map. And he's down. Which, oh, hold on. Freaking rats. Gotta get these mushrooms because they can be used to make health potions. Alright, let's see. Lark, what are you and Raven's thought on Marvel character Ghost Rat? I've heard so many people say the character's an offense to Christianity. From what I understand, I'm not sure I'd call him an offense to Christianity. He's certainly not accurate, but I don't think he's necessarily an offense. But I have no distaste for him. I also think having Nick Cage play him was kind of funny. So, yeah, I don't have enough of a strong enough opinion on Ghost Rider to say, like, oh, he's, like, the worst thing ever. Like, oh, he's Christianity. And over encumbered by cheese, my Skyrim counterpart would be proud of me. Did I get that thing? I was going to use the cheese to make potions. But I guess not. That club was 8 pounds. Iron Warhammer's 30 pounds. I don't think the game developers ever understood the actual weight of actual armor and weapons. This round is supposed to be super stealthy. Clang, 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 clang. And fire. Slow-moving fire every time. I'll teach you to exist. Ooh, hold on. What was that? I need to check. Because comments scrolling by so quickly. You can load the phone. You know you can. Alright, let's see. Is that Lark? Yes, Rob, it is me. And I dare say, thank you for the $5. Greatly appreciated. Always appreciate that sort of help right here. And there's the mortar and pestle. Now, one of the cool things about Oblivion here is that you can make potions on the go. Crap. You can make potions pretty much on the go, as long as you have one of the methods to do it. The problem is... Yes, I know how it works. The problem is, it's not as cut and dry, because it's a lot more complex than in Skyrim. Like, for example, you don't damage stamina, you damage fatigue. You can damage health. But pretty much all food, instead of restoring health, restores fatigue. I.e. stamina. Alright. And so basically all of these fatigue potions are basically like energy drinks, I guess. So we're going to make some energy drinks. Or we were. Wait, hold on. I'm just making a cheese potion right now. Eventually I'll be able to combine a whole cheese wheel together to make a resist fire potion. And mort flesh and rat flesh together creates... Ooh, I can create a damage health potion already. Hold on. Perfect. Gotta upgrade that alchemy whenever you can. Red Bull gives you wings, and in this case, you can do a lot more or a lot worse. That's right, come over here, cross the trip line. Once I get cold touch, it's over for all of you. I hope it's nacho cheese. It's not their cheese anymore, now is it? They're kind of thinking about their goblins. They probably stole it anyway. That's another great thing about Oblivion. You can completely roleplay as Goblin Slayer. Give me that gold. Because we can. Now, for the big question, how the heck did they get logs of that size down here? There are no trees they're cutting down this far in the sewer system. Over encumbered via potion. Eating cheese to solve the problem. Not as effective as it is in Skyrim, but it's, hey, it's still something. What up? I like how he gets a solid look at me. And it isn't until I just throw fire at him. He's like, yeah, I should probably do something about that. Lark, what do you think of this? The cheese drink. The rules are you gotta pay the Oh, the cheese tax. I've seen that video. The cheese tax. But I don't see no dog here that's trying to collect. Did you miss me frying your buddy? Come here. Save, chosen death by the sword. So be it. Off with his head. You would be SOB. Because remember, the only good goblin is one that doesn't come out of his stinking hole. You got anything on you? Rat meat and gold. I'll take the gold then. Aha! Oh gosh, they're breeding. Oh, no, you don't. You don't get to run away like that. Worth killing you. Yes, it is. Now, where's that staff you had? It's a tree root. There it is. Goblin Shaman Staff. For some reason, some chucklehead will pay money for this. This is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Hey, I can make it talk. Nom, 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 nom. But that's impractical. Let's use something even more practical. Yes, the big bonk. Everyone loves the big bonk. Oh, but first, gotta lose weight. Keep on complaining that I'm fat. Yeah, that's another problem I have with this game. Arrows weigh something. What kind of DM makes their party actually carry stuff? You know, actually keep track of weight. Cruelty, I tell you. Cruelty. Put that there. Yeah. Gotta make sure you kill their food supply, too. Otherwise, your goblin infestation's gonna come right back in there. I cast bonk. Yes. Now, who would like to be cast with the bonk? Ooh, what's this? Lockpick, thank you. Lark is a loot goblin. I will not tolerate any other goblins in the locale. Cheese tax, that's not a good idea. Ah! That was a cheesy joke. Ah!
Help? What makes you think help will get here before more of those bastards?
Fret not, help has arrived! Along with the next wave of enemies. Where are you guys? Where'd he go? Oh, he's dead. So, hell, probably. He went to Oblivion. You see, he's got the attitude. That's what we love about him. What up, dude?
Damn it, it's that prisoner again. Kill him. He might be working with the assassins.
Look,
No,
listen, I'm dripped
he is
out far
not one
funnier
of
than they are.
He can help us. He
literally
must
said, talk
help
to the
us.
hand. I love it.
As you would.
They cannot understand why I trust you.
Well,
They've
I don't
not
understand
seen
why you
what
do
I've
either, but
seen.
hey.
How can I explain? Listen, you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
Well, 8 of them do. Kinnereth just flips me off on a daily basis. But yes, the 9 guide and
I've
protect us.
served the 9 all my days, and I chart my course by the
Darth
cycles
Wallace
of
will
the
claim
heavens.
the cheese
The
and
skies are
rules
marked with
Grommet at
numberless
his side.
sparks,
The Joker's
each
full of
a
holes.
fire,
Make it Swiss, though.
and every one a
Just what my
sign.
dad did yesterday.
I know these stars well, and I wonder which sign marked your birth.
Have lunch. Alright, so I could go with the warrior. I don't know why I keep wanting to go the apprentice, but I don't like how it's like you're increased to you're more susceptible to magic by 100%. Gosh, if I was going as a high elf, I'd be killed anytime somebody launched magic at me. Honestly, ones like the mage or the lord are some of the best. Just because, like, straight positives. And it's like a stat increase. Like, the rituals thing of, like, hey, I can restore 200 points of health. That's great, but I can only be used once per day. Having 150 magic is great, and being able to absorb magic is cool, but having magic regeneration be halted, not so fun. Steed's pretty good, too, having your speed increased by 20 points. That's pretty nice, but I'm just going to go ahead and take that extra magic boost because I'm going to be a little magical gremlin.
The signs I read show the end of my path.
Have you ever had the
death,
cheese, the competition
a
stood down, just
necessary
shrugged
end,
off Fire
will
Blast?
come when
Do
it
you
will come.
want to? My dad did a funny crate pretending to be dead to scare my mom. Whew. I used to do the same thing to my dog. Back when we had Dixie. What about me, though? I don't care about me,
stars are not
Uriel.
mine. Today the mage shall light your way on the paths of glory.
It's gotta be real awkward if, like, you were born under the sign of the mage in Tamriel, and then you wind up becoming, like, a warrior or some nonsense. Aren't you afraid to die?
No trophies of my triumphs precede me, but I have lived well, and my ghost
And you
shall
probably
rest
also
easy.
don't want to talk about
Men
what
are but
happened
flesh and
in
blood.
the first game.
They know their doom, but not the hour. In this, I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall. My dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death.
So you don't
In your
know.
face, I behold the sun's companion. The dawn of Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness. With such hope, and with the promise of your aid, my heart must be satisfied.
Okay, where are we
I
going?
go to my grave, a tongue shriller than all the music.
That's
calls
great. I
me.
meant specifically.
You shall follow me yet for a while. Then we must part.
And I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
You may as well make yourself
Oh.
useful. Here, carry this torch and stick close.
Okay.
Stick close and let us do it.
Where you got that torch?
Our job, and you'll be all right.
I hope this king is alright with more than 4 lights in his kingdom. About that. Oh dear. Wait, do I still have my shield equipped and using two-handed? Alright. Good team effort there. Good team effort. So I could just use a shield as a buckler. That's interesting. I date him, but he's a Gemini and a Cancer. Well, to be fair, astrology in Tamriel actually means something. It's just like, oh my gosh, I'm a Virgo. That means I have to kill the Emperor.
Roy, over here.
We're not moving fast enough. We gotta prove ourselves a little bit. Back to this bad boy. Admittedly, the robes at least do look cooler in this game, because originally it was like, yeah, we just wore red velvet everywhere. I wanted the sanctum door before you did, Boris. What you gonna do about it?
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look.
Oh, you don't like going through the sewers? Huh, who would have thought that might have not been the best idea possible?
Looks clear. Come on.
You may not be able to
Almost
tell it
through to
because
the
the facial
sewers.
animations are still kind of janky, but I disapproved. So no one thought to scout out
The gate
this
is barred from
locale
the other
before
side.
coming through,
A trap.
did they?
What about that side passage back there?
Worth a try. Let's go.
It's a dead end, sir. Emphasis on the dead. I'm still waiting for a Balrog. Listen, they ripped off Lord of the Rings. They didn't rip it off that hard.
What's your call, sir?
Okay, you'll see some demons
They're
later,
behind
alright?
us. Wait here, sire.
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your life.
This one's...
How about I just stand here and not do anything as he gets gutted like a fish?
My blood for the Empire!
You know, it doesn't have the same
I
thing as
can
blood
go
for the
no
blood
further.
guy. Oh, yeah?
You alone must stand against the Prince of Destruction and his mortal servants. He must not have the Amulet of Kings. Take the amulet, give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find my last son. Find him.
Oh, had a
and
son of
close
Lark,
shut
didn't
the
you?
jaws
Oh, for, you know,
of
for
Oblivion.
kings and emperors, that's honestly kind of standard. Oh no, I can't move! I do like the updated animation. Alright, let's fight.
Bad day to take up.
And we just killed, the ancestor of the Dawnstar Museum guy. Oh no. I'm probably not allowed to loot his corpse.
I failed. The Blades are sworn to protect the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead. The amulet. Where's the Amulet of Kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body.
Conveniently, he gave it to me.
He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that flows through the veins of every septum. They see more than lesser men. The Amulet of Kings is a sacred symbol.
Boy, they taught him how to shout. He might not. He and
Most
his
people
heirs may
think
not
the
be
red
in this
dragon
mess.
crown, but that's just jewelry. The amulet has power. Only a true heir of the blood can wear it, they say. He must have given it to you for a reason. Did he say why?
Good PR.
Joffrey? He said that? Why?
There
Nothing I ever
is
heard about.
another.
But Joffrey would be the one to know. He's the Grand Master of my order. Although you may not think so to meet him, he lives quietly as a monk at Waynon Priory, near the city of Coral.
Oh, I
First,
get
you need
there.
to get out of here. Through that door must be the entrance to the sewers, past the locked gate. That's where we were heading. It's a secret way out of the Imperial City. Or it was supposed to be secret. Here, you'll need this key for the last door into the sewers.
You just had this?
There are rats and goblins down there. But from what I've seen of you, I'm guessing you're an experienced warrior. Am I right?
Sorta, kinda. Alright, so here are our options. We got Warrior, Barbarian, which, if I was going Nord, definitely an idea to run with. Crusader. Okay, let's look at why Crusader's just great. Strength and willpower automatically get boosts. Athletics, absolutely necessary. Blade and blunt, ready to go. Destruction, hand-to-hand, heavy armor, restoration. Oof. The only one I really don't think is necessary there is the hand-to-hand one, but still. Knight, not bad. I don't know why you have illusion in there, but, you know, it's alright. Archer, just kind of focus on marksmanship, not surprised. Scout, meh. And rogue. Now, let's see, we have mage. You know, typical stuff, just all magical bases covered. Sorcerer. Apparently magic with heavy armor, I suppose. Battle mage. Oh, I like the drip on this man. See, he's got it set out pretty well, but he's not protecting himself. Healer, not bad. Spell sword, pretty good. And I do typically go for like the sword in one hand, magic in the other. Witch hunter, very interesting. Very interesting. I like the title of Witch Hunter, but we'll see. And Nightblade. Bard, Pilgrim. Howdy, Pilgrim. Monk, Assassin, Acrobat, Agent, Thief. Okay, we all know where this is going. Crusader, baby. It's all about the Crusader, because destruction, restoration, best schools of magic right there. And I do have a way to grind up the others relatively quickly. Let's see. Apparently one of my buddies just discovered the concept of power word kill. So Oblivion is more D&D in Skyrim. It's actually kind of interesting. Hold on. Let me get through this.
I wasn't far off. In any case,
Fair enough.
rats and goblins won't give you any trouble.
Well, not that they already were. But here's what
Must get the amulet to Joffrey. Take no chances, but proceed to Wayne Priory immediately.
Absolutely not.
Good. The
We
Emperor's
will get
trust
there,
was
but
well
I have
placed.
errands to run, and I have been in prison for I don't know how long.
I'll stay here to guard the Emperor's body, and make sure no one follows you. You'd better get moving. May Talos
If you're the
guide
last
you.
blade alive,
By the way, thanks for
here,
recovering
who
Captain
knows
Renault's
you're
sword.
down here to
I'll see
collect.
that it is given a place of honor in the halls of the Blades.
He's gonna have to just drag the Emperor. Oh, and you took my sword. I don't appreciate that. Alright, let's go. Steel short sword. Okay. So, there was I. For the grace, for the might of the Lord, for the home of the holy. Oh, yes. Crusader's great. But yeah, as I was saying, this what Lark raises his sword and smiles. His chat tries to stop him, but they can't. He's coming to turn this place into a bloodbath of doom. I cast war crime. Soon. But yeah, this is a little bit more D&D. What's actually interesting about this is you'll notice there's a very difference in sort of like transition and how things work in Skyrim versus how they worked in Oblivion. Because Oblivion was one of the first games that actually like had, it may not have been online per se, but they got feedback from players digitally, and they saw trends with how people build their characters in Oblivion, and realizing that the class system they were using didn't work as well as just letting people spec into specific perks and other stuff that they wanted. You think your goat hat can save you? Oh, it can't, but, you know, maybe running at me and trying to whack me with that mace might help. You and your rat meat. Are they all dead? A berserker! Shouldn't you be using 2 axes? Garlic silver knight. Oh, you were a well-loaded one. I gotta get up there. Oh, and since I forgot, since I've also leveled up my thing, that means I now have new spells. Cold Touch, absolute necessity. Because surprisingly powerful for the early game. Absorb health, Voice of the Emperor. Clairvoyance. We'll put it out. We'll put it over here. Guide my light, little one. I think that's better clairvoyant spell. I see you sneaking in there. That's right. Back up. Rat. Soon to get the white snake armor? We shall see. We shall see. I'll take your order wearing white strength armor. What makes you say that? Yeah, that's another reason I picked Crusader, I ain't gonna lie. Love the sigil on the door here. Edit, no, we Gucci. We call enemy slow. Well, it's weird because like you have fire touch and lightning touch, which do 10 points of damage. Cold Touch does 15. And I don't know why, but that's been like the way it was since the base game. One thing I also miss it from the base game is like the little loading bar. Instead of like, oh look, we got a spinning Oblivion wheel. Instead, just tell me, just give me status, if you would, please. Ah, that piano, man. That's nostalgia right there. What time is it right now? You cannot wait when there are enemies nearby. That's great. I just want to know the time. Time check. 7:30. Alright, we got stuff we can do. We got time. Joffrey ain't going anywhere. Oh! Oh, yeah. Even underwater it looks better, but... Yeah, it says, or you can set off in any direction, begin exploring the world linear. Good luck. I'm gonna do that. Give me that fish. My breath is running out. Frederick Barbarossa eats your heart out. My, what have we here? Oh, hold on, I'll deal with you first. See, look at that damage!
This ends here.
I think they also added some more voices. Touch of the cold and slap of the wrist. I love it when a plan comes together. Alright. Lockpick, ready to go. Monk Shade. And Garlic. I'll take the book. Hand-to-hand increase 36. Alright, I'll take that. And what else have you got on you? You had a fur shield. You're Khajiit. This wasn't a friend of yours, was it? Were they trying to shoot at apples for target practice? I think they were. Anyway, another thing I love about Oblivion is the Ayleid ruins. So for those of you that don't know your Tamriel lore, the Ayleids were, or the Heartland Elves, were the original inhabitants of Cyrodiil, unless you want to consider some, like, Medic peoples, but I don't. So, open that up. And now we're going to go ahead and start us a little quest to get us some money. There we go. Back to the loading screen. Oh, we got through that actually pretty quickly.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
Alright, works for me. Oh, silly me. What's the matter? What's the matter? I thought you were going to give me a fight. It wasn't a fight, it was just a struggle. Oh, on your end, anyway. Like, if you choose Witch Hunter, would there be any witches to hunt? Yeah, we already killed a goblin witch. We're gonna come out there.
Who's there?
Your death? Why do you ask? Oof. What a waste. Let's see, which do I prefer, the axe or the warhammer? We're keeping the axe. I need to bump up strength. Ooh! Iron shield. Better than the rusted iron crap. But we'll see. Can we hold on? Because it's worth... only 20 gold. Yeah, let's drop that. Not worth the wait. Lousy trap. There's balloons. Those move like they were balloons.
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
My apparel is broken. What broke? Not my rough leather boots! Where will I find a replacement? Oh, how about right there? Yeah, you weren't using your kidneys, were you? Alright. Gives me that, and gives me that. Oh, hold on. You got anything good in here? Opened very easy lock tome. Sad thing is, it was in a very easy lock. If you wanted to get it, you had to know how. Alright. Let's swap out to the good stuff. And iron boots. We almost got the complete iron set. I'd repair some of this, but I don't have the repair hammers. I also, based on what I've seen, the repair hammers work much, much better in this game. Because in the original game, it was just... Ooh, I'm on fire. Who goes there? Lark, starting Friday, you're going to have to stop singing Last Stand as Crusader song because Friday Templar comes out. I can do two things. Wellican Stones, yes! I can sell these bad boys for so much. Guide to the Imperial City. I already know my way around the Imperial City. Or do I? Oh, where's just something that was placed on my car? Cost me a lot of money. Alright. That's this back door cleared. Equipment breaking is a terrible and tedious beast. It is, but thankfully, thanks to the way the repair hammers work now, it's far, far more forgiving. Because now I get far more use out of hammers than I did previously. Try again. You failed. Just, yeah. His heart just wasn't in it, guys. I'm sorry. Alright. Now let's see what goes on in the rest of this
Well, look what we've got here.
Yes. What indeed?
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
They keep saying that. You know, it's just not as, you know, iconic as Skyrim belongs to
This is
the
the
North.
part where you fall down and...
You were saying something hilarious. You're the ringleader? Oh, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Today you die!
Maybe. It's not gonna be from you, that's for sure. Iron War Axe, which means I can get rid of the rusted Iron War Axe. Let's get rid of those. Yeah, now we're looking better on the logistics of that. But let's give blunt a try. And yes, axes in this game are considered blunt. No, I don't know why. Alright. To make room, and also to prove a point, time to make some energy drinks. Gonna add a little bit of carrot, add some cheese wedge, some bread, and an apple. Absolutely. And some garlic, you know, just to, you know, mix things up a little bit. Maybe a little bit of onion. Yeah, but that's not rancid enough. Add some wheat. Anything else? Oh, yes, ham. My ham and wheat energy drink. Leek, that should also count too. So, now I have several energy potions here. Just because you never know when you're going to need one. One thing that hasn't changed since Oblivion and Fallout is that 1,000 years, and I think it's still humble, useful, annoying lock. Oh gosh, I much prefer Fallout's lockpicking system. Fallout's lockpicking system is so much more tolerable. All right, here we are. What's in the? It's in the center of the room, you know it's got to be good. 20 gold? Hey, that could get me a good end. Try again. You fail. Destruction 28. We're going to be getting them advanced spells in no time. Federal, sleep, nah. Wait, hold on. Oh no, they don't have the pedal. It's the other one then. How about over here? No, chest. Alright, when it's just one tumbler I have to worry about, it's not so bad. But after that, it gets irritating. What's behind decrepit wall number 3? Apparently a sacrificed bandit. How'd you get yourself into this situation, bud? The world may never know. Open sesame. That'll make my toilet regret my drinking this. Come at me. Oh, you're a tough one, you are. Let's see if you might be more resistant to fire. Yeah, fire's better for you. Foul demon or undead. You're an abomination, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't know how long that undead's been down here because, well, the Ayleids have been dead, pretty practically extinct since the beginning of the First Era, and we are in the end of the Third. So it's literally thousands of years. But for being thousands of years old, this is pretty impressive architectural hold up there. Did I just punch with the axe? Nice. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Gives me that. Sacrifice bandits scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't they? Yeah, they are. They actually are. Ooh, somebody detects that I'm here. But they really can't do anything about it, so I don't care. Who needs a fire blasting? I just heard a hiss. Skeleton! Crap! The crusade knows no bounds. Even death cannot stop it. Or should I say the undeath? Quit shooting arrows at me! There we go, that'll teach you to exist.
Be the second boss.
Awesome! What was it?
It was this giant corpse creature. Very disgusting.
Can we name it Fred?
I can't remember what it was called, but I beat it in the first try.
Nice.
It knocked me into the umbral zone, which meant that I had to use my second chance to get it, but I did beat it.
That's what we like to hear. I myself am going on my own crusade.
Now I actually had enough tokens to get some good-ass armor. Now I could get a good-ass weapon.
These else. Oh, alright.
Anyway. Now I'm in a poison zone, which is very irritating.
There's in a Soul-style game, there's always like a poison swamp zone.
Yeah, it's a poisonous swamp, and there's always something trying to make it poison me. But I'm making headway.
Or in fact making headway, and that's what counts. Oof!
What really sucks is I put so much of my points into strength, but a lot of the weapons require radiant, so I'm like, oh shoot.
That radiant damage, man. Valuable even indeed.
I need to accept the power of Celestine.
Embrace your inner Celestine, my child. Or which samurai in For Honor should... Raven! Raven! Oh, hold on. Alright, hold on. Let me collect these stones, and then I'll check. What's kind of funny, though, that Skeleton just activated the trap and got whack. Give me those. This register for Pancreas no work, but it's like Achilles screaming out George Washington's name at the Siege of Troy. Yeah, when he came to, like, Raymond Cyrodiil. Yeah, that is a rough equivalent. Honestly, it's like, I love Pancreas Network's content revolving around Warhammer, don't get me wrong. I definitely don't want him to stop. But his content, like, he did 2 videos on the Elder Scrolls. I'm like, my dude, please continue. You are doing such a great job there. Like, his Pineal White Strain one is, I think, some of his best work. Because, you know, I learned stuff there. I mean, I knew about Pineal White Strain, but, like, a lot of the stuff, like, it's particularly revolving on Saint Alessia, can't pronounce today, but yeah. I did not know that. Like the whole bull thing. You learn things. Now, each of these unlocks a door, one of which has the key. Now, if I punch all of them, I could do this one at a time. However, we have a limited amount of time, and also, Mama didn't raise no pussy. So, come at me! Haha! Is that supposed to be a challenge? And it's at times like this I thank the Nine for the ability to freeze time and grab potions of healing. Let's grab that other one that I made. Weak potion of healing. There we go. That's better. There we go. We took care of that problem. Hey, Raven Lark, since me and my bro just had a small conversation about what do you guys think about romantic Bushido and romantic chivalry? I personally love the trope. Interesting. Personally, I don't mind having like sort of like a romantic... You missed on the dog pile, dude. You guys could have killed me if you had joined in. So, okay. Oh gosh, he's lagging. I'm sorry, Skeleton. I promise I'm not lagging. Oh, you brought a friend! He's just shows up. I guess he's got a bone to pick with me. Yeah, no bones about it, though. Am I right, fellas? I'll stop now. Alright, so. Romantic Bushido and romantic chivalry. I don't mind, like, hey, in our thing, we're going to have a character that follows, like, a very much a romantic notion of Bushido or chivalry. I don't mind that. I would mind more if you said, like, hey, I want to say that everyone interpreted chivalry or Bushido in this capacity. Then I'm suddenly going to have to go, that's not quite how that works. But I like them as concepts, particularly in writing. Considering the Oblivion Remastered, I wouldn't be surprised if Pancreas dropped more Elder Scrolls content soon. I hope so. I hope so. Because... Look, funny thing happened to me today, one of my Space Wolf miniatures fell off the shelf. That always annoys me. Do any of your Dark Angels ever fall? I've never... You know what, Sam? I'm not mad you made that pun. I'm not mad at you for making that pun. I'm mad I didn't think of it first. That upsets me. That's good. That's good material. That is good material. So obvious, though. I should have known. I should have seen it coming. But in all seriousness, though, the Dark Angel miniatures have never actually fallen off anything or caused anything. My Black Templars, though, I would, like, because here's the thing. We don't have a lot of room in the apartment. And so, because of that, whenever I have guests over, typically my parents, I have to hide stuff. And back when I was just getting into Warhammer, I didn't know how to explain to them, hey, what these are, so I just hid them in my closet. I put them in a shoebox, hid them in the top of the closet. When I go to get them, I open the door, like, shakes the box down, it opens up, and then, boom, Black Templars have scattered and disappeared all over my closet. And one of them broke up a little bit, and I'm still kind of salty about it. Thankfully, nothing like important, and I'm just gonna say, like, why is, like, there parts of, like, his ornamentation chipped off? Like, oh, that's battle wounds right there. That's totally not because I'm a clumsy clod. Get blasted, skeleton. I'm starting not IRL. And concepts of storytelling. Oh my goodness, all for it. I love honor code systems. I enjoy it. I think the one that does it best, though, is, in my opinion, is like Ghost of Tsushima, because you have that dichotomy of like, hey, there are pros and cons to having such a rigid honor system, but there's also pros and cons to not having a honor system at all. Yeah, so I mean, they will still be fine on the tabletop, and I'm going to be real with you. The Black Templar combat patrol is the only full army I have completely painted. Granted, they're not painted well, mind you, but they are completely painted. Because that's one thing the Dark Angels definitely have with the Black Templars. They are easier to paint. Because, the amount of times I've had to try and touch up those pauldrons. I need to get like an airbrush kit or something like that. This little thing right here. So this is a good way to make some easy money in the early game. You're going to take this Ayleid statue, and you are going to sell it. Doesn't matter where, you just got to sell it. Eventually, we're going to have a buddy come out and say, hey, my Master Umbacano wants to speak to you. And he's going to tell you that, oh, those statues are ancient Ayleid relics, and I would like you to go out and collect more. You sold this for far less than it was worth, and so I'm going to pay you good money to go out and go find them. And so, for the beginner, getting money in this game is a lot harder than it is in Jailbird. Jailbird! Come on, you know what? Give me your best shot, buddy. Give me your best shot. My willpower's been... You made a friend! Oh, your friend didn't survive. Sorry, Jalbert. I'm going to take your ring. Ooh, leather bracers. I'll take those. Anyone else want a tango? No? Okay. My brother-in-law's Titan fell on his head while he was looking for a book. Oh! That is tragic right there. That is never fun. Oh gosh, I cannot imagine like having a having that fall on my head. Manual of Spellcraft. Interesting. Take that. Sacred Lotus. Give me the gold. Undelivered letter. Oh, this is from that guy we just killed. Hey, my friend. I apologize that I've not written before. Wait, you've never written before? That's wild, man. You know, you're doing pretty good spelling for never written before. I'll give you that. I've never written before and pray that you not to worry. How could you have known that your patrol would stumble across my outing at the cemetery? There was no denying my deed, a sack full of limbs and grave soil still fresh on my boots. With your men standing by, what choice was there but pursuit, lest they suspect your own true nature? Truly I am glad it was you to expose me, and not another whose spellfire may not have missed my escape so widely. My new haven provides me safety and bodies to work on. Well, that explains where the zombies and skeletons were coming from. Whether those long dead or hapless bandits, I will be contented here for some time, though I dare not say where. Care for Cassia, and know that when the time comes, I shall return to live again in our beloved Daggerfall. Until now, Captain Cardus, remain vigilant and always hidden. So I killed a necromancer. I would get on necromancers, but considering I'm a vampire in the future, oh, shut up. There we go. Look, I want to do the no honor route, but he won't let me. Another honor! Actually, it's like very seldom I do a game where I do like the low honor route. Because oftentimes I feel very, very bad. And then there's other games that just like actively like disincentivize it, like Fable 2. Like, yeah, you get horns growing out of your head. Like, I don't want that. It messes up my vibe. You realize that all your life you have been coasting along as if it were a dream. Suddenly, facing the trials of the last few days, you have come alive. All right, that's great. I appreciate that. That's lovely. So how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? What do I want to do? Well, let's bump up strength. Definitely want to bump that up. I want my overall magic to increase, so we're going to bump that up to... Willpower would also be a good idea. Personality is pretty good. May want to bump that up a little bit. Let's do willpower. But since I bumped up strength, yes, my carrying capacity greatly increased. Pull the cloth, huh? Alright. A fine longsword. Don't mind if I do. Let's look at this fine longsword. Does 4 damage? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's get moving. I wish Ghost would have let you play extra hard mode for being honor extremist. I get the story wouldn't work with it, but I'm stuck for playing Big Noble Hero. Absolutely, that's kind of like you guys wanted. Some of you guys wanted me to play Red Dead Redemption, and I 100% would have, and at some point we probably will. But you would probably be surprised how much I try and focus on making sure my honor doesn't dip too low. Does that mean I don't go on homicidal rampages? I absolutely do. Because the logic is, stop being suicidal. Start being homicidal. Brought to you by the Blood God. Worship corn. Corn for the cornflakes. But, yeah, when it comes to honor system, I typically try and do high honor. Just because, I guess the biggest fantasy of all is, I want to be the good guy. I would just want to be the good guy. Alright. So, now, for the next part of my plan to work, I need to go to the market, to the Imperial Market District, and the time frame is... You cannot wait with her... Sorry, Mr. Crab! You got it. The heck? Freeze-dried crab, anyone? It even comes with a fork to which to pry it open with. That's funny. But I wouldn't use pewter. You don't want to get lead poisoning. Look, as soon as I join, my honor goes down faster than Tesla stocks. As soon as I become John, I think, yeah, that's fair. Just go on that murderous rampage. But here's the thing. It's kind of an interesting thing. The more low honor you are in Red Dead 2, the more it kind of justifies the FBI's actions in Red Dead 1. And that's kind of an interesting thing. Okay, so I've got a couple hours before things are opening. So, do I go down or across, or... No, I'm going to loop around. Hold on. What's this? It's a deer. And he's off like a shot. Or was. Oh wow, he's dumb. Hold still, buddy. Thanks. That's one way to upgrade my destruction, I admit, so I appreciate the sacrifice there. Another reason I want it is because venison can be used to make health potions. And I need my health potions. As you can see, when you start getting swamped by multiple enemies, your health can go down pretty fast. So let's see. Also, another great thing about this, filter out. I don't remember that in the original Oblivion. Alright. Do we have any restoring endurance things other than... Nope. Alright, well cool. We'll do that for now, but... Yeah. I have created the potions. Lark, does Lehman Russ have powers? If so, do any of the other Primarchs have powers? It's heavily implied that they do. Because here's the thing. Some are kind of obvious. Magnus has powers. We all know Magnus has powers. He's super magical, all that jazz. Lorgar also displayed that he had some powers too. He sort of had some awakening, like where he like zap-fried like 4 librarians at once when they were trying to stop Angron from becoming a demon Primarch. Mortarion has powers too. The Lion, and Lion is son of the Forest, basically unlocked his powers of basically his forest walk ability. Corvus Corax is confirmed to have has basically become like a demon Primarch, but for the Emperor. We're basically going to turn into this raven monster and then start like making Lorgar, soil his undies. Leman Russ, I don't believe he's revealed any powers other than just being, I'm strong and good at fighting, which then again, all the Primarchs are. He's just typically better than most. So I think if he comes back, we would probably see him pull some powers and, like, I don't know. The obvious thing would be like, oh, he has like a wolfen form himself, like he goes full werewolf. But I prefer they didn't do that because that would kind of be too obvious. I mean, it'd be the equivalent of going, hey, Lionel Johnson, would you like to turn into a lion beast? Yeah, that sure would be a thing. Which makes you wonder if Low Honor is the canon road. I don't think that it is. I honestly don't think it is, because I think, like, all the developer, like, pretty much all the guys that worked on Red Dead 2, they're like, yeah, we play High Honor. So, I imagine it's not, but the thing is, you still, even doing High Honor, you kill, and can kill, a lot of people. So, because you can kill so many people, like, I remember, like, somebody, like, posted, like, the conversations, like, when you're driving around in the Model T with John in the first game, and they're talking about what you did. And, and it's sort of vague, obviously, because the game hadn't been written at that point, but looking back, it's kind of like, they kind of had a point, John. Do I still think they deserve to die for what they did to John, because they made a deal with him and then they didn't honor? Absolutely. But saying that hunting down the rest of the Vanderlyn gang wasn't exactly an unreasonable thing to want to do. What's this? Fellas, what up? Hey, just got out of a swim and whoa! Nice swing there. Want to try that again? You'll get me one day, buddy. Here, cool off. He tried so hard. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Oh, so we got bandits this close to the Imperial City. These guards gotta start doing something, man. I tell you. Who just puts a tan cup in a bag? Oh? Oh, you mad about your friend? Try again. Alright, cool off. I call this strategy cold cuts. Ba-dum-ps. Or perhaps they'll just make him have more heightened senses than most of his brothers, in which he could perhaps detect anything. Like a faster reflex than the lion, perhaps. That's one potential opportunity, too. The other thing is, I don't know, maybe they will clue into something with the Rune Priests at last. Because one of the things that Lion did admit that he wanted to do is, like, I don't remember, I think it might have been no, it wasn't Malcador, because he wanted to talk to Malcador about the Rune Priests. Because he wasn't 100% sure, like, am I a hypocrite? Like, Lehman was not a stranger to introspection. And that's why there's several people, myself included, that like Lehman more so than the Space Wolves. Because there's a lot of times where, like, I like the Primarch more than their Legion. Like Mortarion. I find him more interesting than the Death Guard. And then, of course, there's also the reverse. I find the Night Lords slightly more interesting than Lord of Night, Conrad Kiz. And I Kiz the name. Yes, I did make that horrible pun. I just thought it was his Warhound Titan and not his Warlord. That would have been a great concussion. Oh, yeah. Hope it didn't have a perpetual motion engine in it and Porty didn't slash with him, too. What do you like about Lehman? Lehman is of good nature. Lehman, he acts up the Barbarian King. And to great effect, too. But the thing is, a lot of that very much is an act, which shows a degree of diplomacy you wouldn't relatively suspect of him otherwise, which is actually a very cool strategy, because basically, when you go up and you meet Lehman, alright, well, thank you. When you go up and you meet Lehman, you think, barbarian yokel king, I can take care of this guy. But actually, there's a lot more of a wisdom to him. Also, his relationship with Malcador, I think, is very interesting. The fact that, of the Primarchs, he had probably the most rustic upbringing, other than maybe Lion. But even then, Lion grew up with, like, the Knights of Caliban.
You have my ear, citizen.
Okay. But they grew up with the Knights of Caliban, and so they had some degree of technology. Not a lot, but some. Fenris had none. They had somewhere between, they had somewhere between Jack and shit. And so, Malcador's had to spend a lot of time with Lehman to get him up to snuff. And ironically, I think that might have been better for him, because Malcador, I think, was, unironically, a better paternal figure than the Emperor of Mankind was. Not that Lehman was disloyal in any way, but he had a very close connection with Malcador, and I think that's honestly for the better. Lehman is playing the beast, the line is the beast playing the man. That's the comparison I've seen and agree with. To an extent, Lehman is the man playing the beast, but the lion isn't a beast playing a man. He is just solely dedicated. He is basically soldier incarnate. Lehman can think outside of the terms of fighting. That's what he loves most and what he loves to do. But he can think he likes to think outside of it. The lion is far more focused on the goal. I'm going to go in, I'm going to knock stuff out. That's why when the Emperor sent Lehman Russ after you, it was to send a message. If he sent Lion after you, he didn't want anyone to ever know you existed after he was done. He wanted you eradicated.
What is it, citizen?
I just want to say, I like your armor. And now we begin making money. Oh, there we go. What would you like to see fix his sons? Like, would you prefer Lehman becomes wiser and makes up with the line in a wholesome moment? I'm going to be real with you. I think any of the loyal Primarchs coming back to each other, they might rib each other, but I think there is going to be a degree of respect, like, hey, I missed you. Because, keep in mind, the loyalist Primarchs that kind of irritated Lion the most were Rabute Gilliman and Lehman Russ. And both are referenced somewhat nostalgically in his most recent book. Because when he mentions Rabute Gilliman, like, it's Gilliman's alive, he goes, so I'm not alone. There's a relief there. Like, he gripes about the way Gilliman runs things. He gets upset about that.
Sergius, and Cicero, the three Varus brothers. I'm Sergius.
That's great, buddy.
Have a look at my wares. I'm sure there's something to suit you.
You're a journeyman thing, which means I'm not going to be... I'm going to get it ripped off here. Alright, we'll try that, see if that works.
That's a fair deal.
Alright, good.
So
so when he talks about Gilliman, he's like, hey, I'm relieved. But he also mentions Lehman Russ because he looks at, after a fight where he had to, like, take out, like, several Khorne Terminators, he turns to Zabriel, it's like, why didn't you intervene and help? And he's like, I did not want to take your kill, my lord. And he goes, I am not Russ to, like, froth and growl over and protect every kill. And then he immediately laments, it sucks that I'm not gonna see that wolf again. There's a respect there for him. And so I think if Lehman showed up, they would immediately begin, like, crap-talking each other, but they'd both be very happy to see each other again.
An excellent bargain.
But I think what Lehman would do, and this is how I would write Lehman Russ coming back into the situation. If Lehman Russ came back, I want Fenris destroyed. I want Fenris destroyed. Not because I hate it, but because I think that would force the Lehman to come back, and it's like, basically for them, that would be their Ragnarok. Fenris is gone, and now they have to embrace the Primaris gene seat even further if they want to get new recruits. But Lehman's going to be there to lead them on this great new, like, sort of, like in history you have the Great Heathen Army, you're going to have the Great Wolf Army that goes on their great raiding spree across Chaos and Xenos space to remind them the Emperor's wolves still have fangs. That would be really cool. And it would also be really cool if he started to, like, look into those rune priests a little bit more and go, I want to know why... Like, because it could be true, like, hey, what made Fenris so special? And if so, can we replicate that? Because that would be something that I think would be very interesting. Lark, how come the Lord of the Ultramarines was able to communicate with Titus, and why did he do it?
That's a fair deal.
You mean in Space Marine 2? How he was able to communicate with Calgar? He was able to do that because they sent out an astropathic message.
A fine
which is the standard method of communication.
You've got a great deal there.
Which is a standard method of communication in 40K.
Bargain.
Let's see, I don't need to sell the meat. I need my meat.
You've made a good bit of gold. That's
Yeah,
more
I'm gonna
than
keep
I've
making
got
gold.
a great deal.
So the line would be happy? Yes, the line would be happy to see Lehman. Because keep in mind the situation the Imperium's in. The Imperium split in two. One has the light of the Astronomicon, the other does not, and is sort of barely scraping by and constantly getting attacked. And the Lion and Dante are basically the only things keeping Imperium Nihilists together. So, imagine, if you will, suddenly Lehman Russ and a whole Space Wolf Legion just pop into the Nihilists. Lion's going to be, oh, great, finally, some proper reinforcements. And because that's the thing, that's how Lion works. He is a general, very akin to Richard the Lionheart. Great general, statesman, maybe not as much. Maybe not as much. Imagine if the Dragonborn went to fall and got a Nuka-Cola shot that turns every enemy into a fresh Nuka-Cola drink. Delicious. Here you can have this dark shirt, copper ring,
That seems
and
a fair price.
would you like a pair of pants? You can have that. And a circle like
Pleasure
arrows.
to
Oh,
serve.
one arrow translates to 1 gold. That's a great economy for me. Thanks, bud. And my mercantile skill increases. I want that to increase. Lark, I've seen 40k lore that says the Tyranids are running away from something. What is that about? That is Games Workshop trying to keep you scared. Or maybe not scared, but kind of trying to keep the stakes high. It's like, oh no, the Tyranids are actually running from something great. Like, no, they're not. They're not. Because here's the thing. If they're running from anything, it's the Silent King. Because when the Silent King took his little Necron force out of the Milky Way, he spent a good chunk of that time fighting Tyranids. And so that's the big thing. And here's the thing. I don't think the Tyranids are as big a threat as Games Workshop wants us to believe. Simply because if they were, then, well,
you want cheap,
we're all screwed.
and I got
And
cheap.
that kind of sucks all the fun out of 40k. It's like, why bother fighting? The Tyranids are just going to eat us all.
Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
You can interest me in, let's try, Bound Dagger, please.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can. You're just being a pansy about it. There we go. Alright, ease burden. Bound Dagger. Minor life detection. Burning touch snowball. We'll take that. Protect. Starlight. Summon scamp. Alright. Burning touch too. Oh, and greater fortify fatigue. I only have 15 gold.
Thank you for your business.
Yeah.
Bye.
Alright. Now that we have all those, the reason I went here is because that's the cheapest place to get spells, and I don't have to join the Mages Guild to do that. I will be joining the Mages Guild later. But because I have all those spells now, I can start leveling up magical stuff that I don't otherwise have. Because in this game, if you are not the requisite level, you cannot cast a spell. It's not a matter of, oh, do you have enough magicka or not. It's you cannot cast a spell if you are not high enough in that requisite school. So, like, right now, I cannot cast Ease Burden because my alteration is too low. So I need to start casting Protect like nobody's business. What? No. There we go. Let's go ahead and get you there. Snowball. Summons. Like, I don't think I can summon Scamp either. So I'm going to have to put in Conjure It Down Dagger. Yeah, that'll do for right now. You never could have figured that out. We'd love to see the Lion and Lehman fight side by side. I think I almost want to see Lion and Rabute fight side by side, but yes! We would all love to see that. Well, the gamers call me. Good night, Lark. Well, good night, Dr. Cal. I think there was a part where the Lion was going to meet Dante, and then went into his mind, and he was literally going to go over. He could use 60 Marines present in this campaign.
How are you?
Yep.
What is it,
He just automatically goes to the tactical mode. He is probably one of the, like, in terms of leading, like, winning you an actual battle, you want Lionel Johnson on you. You want to win that initial fight, Lehman Russ is the best guy.
How can I be of service?
You want to win, like, you want to win an overall war, you want Rabute. But I think Lehman Russ will probably be the next Primarch back.
How do you do?
Simply because, like, the...
You have my ear, citizen.
I know they got, the Space Wolves just got some stuff. I don't know if they got a new codex yet. But I think there's one for that. Who do you think? Oh yeah, I just answered that.
You have my
ear. Choose the next Primarch come back. Who do you do? See, Lehman is the one I think that's going to come back next. Who would I want to come back next? I would honestly want Jagatai Khan to come back next. And my reason for that being is not that I don't want Lehman to come back. I absolutely do. But I think that I want the White Scars to get some love. Because the White Scars outside of the Horus Heresy really don't get that much love. I mean, you could say the same thing about the Imperial Fist, but there's a whole lot of lore around Imperial Fist in their successor chapters. The Black Templars get a whole lot of lore. And even then, you also got the Imperial Fist, like their actions with the War of the Beast that they can call to. The White Scars, the only two things I can know that they've gotten a mention of in the top of my head is they were heavily active in the Damocles Gulf Crusade, where they put aside their differences with the Raven Guard. And their homeworld of Chigoris was attacked and almost destroyed by the Red Corsairs. So yeah, it's kind of where that's at. I would like to see the Khan come back, just so that we can get the White Scars a little bit more love and a little bit more lore. This is the way to Coral, you say? Then we'll go see Coral. Have the White Scars done anything? Yeah, that's my point. Okay, what's currently happening in the lore of 40k? Okay, so what is currently happening is the biggest thing happened a couple years ago is when Cadia was destroyed, and so the Eye of Terror expanded into the Great Rift, basically dividing the galaxy in two, minus like 2 small points where real space still exists. So, because of this break in reality, the half of the Imperium Nihilus, is cut off from the light of the Astronomicon, making space travel not impossible, but very, very difficult. And the other side, Imperium Sanctus, is pretty much getting rebuilt and reestablished. Rabute Gilliman was resurrected to stop a fleet from going to basically curb stomp Terra, because the Emperor kind of went unconscious for a little bit. Thankfully, the Emperor turned back on. Gilliman showed up, beat the crap out of everything, and went, okay, what's going on here? Once he figured it out, he went, crap. But, being the good Excel boy that he is, he starts going to fixing the Empire, making it run more efficiently. But still, running over an Imperium Nihilus is still rough. And so, while... The German kitty! Shouldn't she be a tank? But yeah, so on the other side of Nihilus, Lionel Johnson woke up and is trying to get things sort of stable. He's basically putting out all the fires that appear in Nihilus. Chaos, on the meantime, the Black Legion, led by Abaddon, is trying to make a super weapon with Vashtor, who is trying to send to become another Chaos God. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the Necrons are trying to spread out the Pariah Nexus to sort of get rid of the Great Rift. But also, the Pariah Nexus is also kind of lethal to anything that's not a Necron, because it like messes with your soul. And so you have Belisarius Cawl, who's trying to replicate Necron pylons to close it without, like, you know, frying humanity in the process. The Eldar are continuously getting their crap kicked in. Even the Dark Eldar now, because thanks to one of the books, they reveal that there is a giant rift in Kamara, and demons are constantly pouring through it. So and before anyone goes, but that's what the Dark Eldar really want. Well, no, because the Dark Eldar were trying to make a deal with humanity to try and get to try and recreate the Golden Throne in Kamara, and create a clone of the Emperor of Mankind to try and close the rift. Yeah, so they're even having trouble. The Exodites are always getting pushed in. The Leagues of Otan exist. The Tower's still expanding slowly but surely. And the Orcs, well, they're having fun. They're the Orcs. What are you going to do? I think the Space Wolves would be better if every full moon they had to stop themselves from going full wolf, even if the Battle Inquisition will send the Black Templars after them. It actually would be kind of interesting if the Wolfen wasn't a matter of, this is just a right you do. It's just sometimes, like, if, like, lunar activity or something, it's like, it activates the Wolfen form. And so kind of like the Black Rage, they kind of like, hey, you guys, look over there. Calm down, the brother. He's turning it. Wolf form's activating. I don't know. Could be
money or your life.
But I don't have any money. Actually, no. Take it from me.
Easily done.
All right. What you gonna do, big man? What you gonna do? Your accuracy's crap. Try it again. No, try again. You suck. Try again. You still suck. You almost had me, buddy. You almost had me. You should have kept trying a little bit harder. Ooh, I need to find a bed. Actually, before I do, the loot goblin in me calls. Okay, now to start spamming this spell. Oh gosh, in my bread character, I have so much more magic. We are going to increase alt... Oh gosh, in order to use Ease Burden, I have to up this to level 25. And I just got to level 6. Oh, I'm going to be spamming this a while. But on the plus side, I found a potato. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we really all want? Just potatoes. Thankfully, the lower levels should be easy to clear. It shocks me that the Tau still exists considering how close they are to Macragge. Well, that's just the thing. They're close to Macragge. The Ultramarines are probably going like, are they actively invading our territory? Not right now. Okay, then I really don't have time to deal with them, then do I? And that's how literally Gilliman looked at the Tau. Like, he looked over into Tau space, said, meh, not worth it, and then just left. And that's kind of how I think the Imperium is going to continue to treat them. And I know what every Tau player says, like, oh, well, once eventually the Tau are going to get so big and so powerful that they're not going to be, like, they'll be alive not because people can't be bothered with them, because they're actually so strong. And, like, yeah, but they've also been sort of in a period of rough stagnation for about 2 years. Oh, not 2 years, 200. So, they need to get some new toys. Do I want them to get new toys? Not really. I think they've done pretty well with what they have. And also, there's some other ways I would change about the Tau, just to give them a little bit more flavor. Oh, gotta keep spamming this. Gosh, I miss traveling through Cyrodiil. It's just such a lovely place, and the graphics, they've done well themselves. And fun fact, my D&D character that is in our Elder Scrolls campaign actually is from just north of here. Well, north of Coral, I should say, in the Jural Mountains. Yep, the mountains somewhere. Are the Talos are split between Farsight and the rest of the Empire? That's kind of generous. The Farsight Enclave is just that. It's an enclave. They have like 4 star systems to their name, I think. So they are tiny of tiny. Like they're not a very large presence. Let me put it that way. But there is sort of a schism that is developing amongst the Tau. Because the Tau auxiliaries, thanks to their larger psychic presence, have created the actual manifestation in the warp, the god of the greater good. I forget what her specific name is. And because she has been created in the warp, there are the auxiliaries, and some Tau even, that want to worship her. But the greater good is more of a philosophy than it is a religion, and they prefer to stick to more of the atheistic style of running things. And so you're starting to see this, like, we've actually seen Tau soldiers fight each other, gunning down human auxiliaries, simply because, well, they aren't happy with how they aren't happy with the whole worshiping stuff. And so you very well could see a Tau civil war break out, which I think would be incredibly spicy. What's your take on the Death Corps of Krieg? I love them. I love my shovel boys. And yes, I know there's more to them than just shovels, but I love the mentality of them.
He's upstairs. Go ahead.
By the way, you may want to refresh that little tonsure there. You're kind of growing stuff back. Joffrey, we meet again.
I'm Brother Joffrey. What do you want?
I brought you the amulet.
This cannot be. No one but the Emperor is permitted to handle the amulet.
Yeah, he dead, though.
By the Nine. This is the Amulet of Kings.
Yeah, what you gonna do about it?
How did you get this? What do you know of the Emperor's death? As unlikely as your story sounds, I believe you. Only the strange destiny of Uriel Septim could have brought you to me carrying...
If you know what happened in the first game, you know that's an understatement. So, who's the Prince of Destruction? I know, but tell the kids back home.
The Prince of Destruction he referred to is none other than Mehrunes Dagon, one of the lords of the demonic world of Oblivion. The Emperor's words, "Close shut the jaws of Oblivion," certainly suggest that he perceived some threat from Oblivion.
Gee,
all the scholars
it's almost
agree
like
that the
demon
mortal world
princes
is
have tried to
protected from
invade
the
us
danger
before.
of
Look at you,
Oblivion
boy.
by magical barriers.
So how can Oblivion threaten us? Again, sure. You think I'd know.
Only the Emperors truly understand the meaning behind the rituals of coronation.
No one bothered to explain it?
The Amulet of Kings is ancient. Saint Alicia
okay, so for those of you that don't know, you need a Dragonborn Emperor. Like, only someone who's Dragonborn can be Emperor, at least for a long time. Because they would take the Amulet of Kings, and only they could light the fires in the Temple of the One. By lighting the fires, that basically creates the barrier between the physical realm and Oblivion. So, Molag Bal and Mehrunes Dagon are only able to invade into real space, or rather, the physical realm, or Nirn, is because a Dragonborn Emperor isn't sitting on the throne. That's the only way they're able to do that nonsense. So if I was the Dragonborn Emperor, I would be pressing that up as much as possible. So like, hey, you don't want to be flooded by demons? Kind of need me or my ears to survive. But then again, you could also argue that led cultists to want to attack them anyway. Tau, are you worshipping? You're in danger.
I am one of the few who know of his existence. Many years ago, I served as captain of Uriel's bodyguards, the Blades. One night, Uriel called me into his private chambers.
Oh.
A baby boy lay sleeping in a basket. Uriel told me to deliver him somewhere safe. He never told me anything else about the baby, but I knew it was his son. From time to time, he would ask about the child's progress.
And I would typically make up
something. It seems
something.
that this illegitimate son is the heir to the Septim throne, if he yet lives.
Well, there is one other option close to Solitude, but let's not get involved in necromancy.
His name is Martin. He serves Akatosh in the chapel in the city of Kvatch.
How fitting that it's Akatosh.
You must go to Kvatch and find him at once. If the enemy is aware of his existence, as seems likely, he is in terrible danger. And please, let me know if there's anything you need. My resources here are limited, but I will help in any way I can.
Okay. Let's see, I know all this. Tell me about assistance.
I keep a few things here in my chest to resupply traveling blades.
In the third game,
help yourself to whatever you need.
Tried to ascend to godhood. He would, until the Neverine came. Oh, I like I like the flowing robes on you in this one. That's nice. Let's see, iron greaves, healing, magic. You don't have any gauntlets? I know where to get some. let's replace. Don't know why stuff's invisible, but that's okay. You know, I need to replace my iron boots too. In fact, you know, I could replace the iron cuirass too. Oh well. Oh dear, that's right. I'm heavy. Do you know anything about Kvatch, Lark? He's my dad. They are not supposed to know that yet. Actually, no, I am not. I am not Dragonborn. This character is not Dragonborn. And it can actually be proven. Because while I had the Amulet of the Kings, if I had tried to put it on, it would have said it falls right off. You physically cannot wear it unless you are a Dragonborn. So, yeah, I can't wear it. That's a bit of a bummer, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, yeah, I can't fast travel over encumbered. You know what? You can fast travel wherever encumbered. I need to lose 10 pounds and fast. I think I have a way. Let's see. Where is my rat meat? There we go. And now rice, potato, pear, onion, lettuce. Bread loaf, blackberry. I'm making some of the most horrid energy drinks imaginable right now. Oh, I still have mortis flesh in there. That's not good. That's not good. I've been making some seriously toxic crap then. Oh, at least this improves my, tobacco restores my fatigue. I'm not sure that's how that works, but okay. Yep, I lost 6 pounds just by brewing a potion. Drink some more mead. Drop that. Eat some mutton. And boom! We're moving again. He was hurling insults at you. You do wind up being Sheogorath. Yes, so arguably become... So yeah, it's kind of interesting because that means this is like the only... Like, Skyrim is the only Elder Scrolls game where you actually meet your previous character. Which, hey man, I'm all about that. That's fun stuff right there. North Country Stable, eh, what? Oh, almost forgot. Gotta keep casting.
Good afternoon.
How we doing? Alteration raised to level 10, and I need to find a bed. And now I start thinking about which one.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, having the Chaos Gods fight some of the Daedric Princes would be absolutely wild. Alright, thank you. I was about to say graphics. You are being sorely missed. Oh, look at that fruit.
How do you do?
How do I do indeed? Wouldn't you like to know? Open says me. Alright. Lizard lady.
Only the finest wares to buy and barter at Northern Goods and Trades. I'm Seed Neas, the proprietor. How can I help you? Knowledge is the key to success in any endeavor.
You can trim me in mercantile affairs. Alright, but I don't have the money to pay you for that, so we're gonna borrow
May I
instead.
interest you in some of my fine wares?
You have a apprentice skill level, so let me see if I can do that.
I can't afford to do that.
You can, you just refuse to. Because your buying line is 800 gold. You could definitely afford to buy some expensive meat and other nonsense like that. Alright. Buy my crap.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, for you.
You've made a...
Just shut up, keep buying the stuff. I have the pairs
fine.
to make. Okay, that's all I can sell you. What else have you... Aha! There we are. I can buy 10 of you. But I want more. I have to come back and get more later then.
Come back and see me again. Good day.
Maybe. We shall see. Hey, Lark, did you ever go back to prison and rub it into the guy who was taunting you? I have not. I may have to. Oh no, it's raining. Well, off to Kvatch. Or who would run 10 larks armed with 1 hand axes or 10 ostriches? I don't know. Them ostriches are pretty fast. I think if I get my hands on them, I could take them. But if it's like their cousins, the cassowaries, nope. I am not doing that. It's one of those instances of, no thanks, I choose life. See if we can find a bandit camp with a bed or something. I'm trying to think, does Wayne Priory have a bed I could use? Let me go back and check. Because I want to level up. If you try to go for the Mages Guild, there's a quest called Necromancer's Moon. I think it's glitched because it tells you places something, but there's no option for it. It could be bugged. It could be. It would not surprise me if a game like this would be bugged, because the original was bugged. If it's Bethesda, you can expect bugs. That's just how it works. What's up, dude? You really should, Lark. It's satisfying. Oh, there's one of the races in the game where you're both happy they counter-invaded Oblivion and bummed that you can't nuke them in orbit just to be sure. I like the Argonians. I think that guy could lore. Part of the roof, I guess also part of that is I spent it. Nope, can't sleep there. Nope. Yes, I can sleep there. Right, you realize that you are catching on to the secrets of success. It's just a matter of concentration. Oh, is that all it is? I'll make sure I'm... Max on Magicka. Yeah, we want to bump that up as much as we can. Let's do increase Magicka. Yep, we want that. And 4 more wherever. Let's increase our speed. Alteration level 13! We got 12 more levels to go. Casters are literally just velociraptors. They are, aren't they? Did you get PSD from Casters? No, I just saw what they deal with. Like, listen, and then I heard, like, Steve Irwin said there's a few animals, like, he just won't tangle with, and cassowaries are one of them. If Steve Irwin looks at an animal and says, I'm not getting near that, I take that to the bank. When the Australian man who has been bitten by a snake on live TV is like, no, stay away from that, they think that's a good idea. Because you also got to consider the Australians, they have all sorts of dangerous critters going around. When the toughest of the tough of the Australians says no to a critter, you don't go near. You just don't. That's why Skyrim races look so different from the Oblivion, but then I remember that there are 200 years of genetic evolution will actually make that happen. Well, it's not really genetic evolution, but you would have like some population variation. The reason why they look different is just because there are different arc directions in there. Because honestly, like if you look at the Dunmare and how they looked in Morrowind versus how they look in Skyrim, they look much closer to that than they do for, say, how they looked originally in Oblivion. And what are you doing standing out here? You okay, sweetie? Okay, I think that's my cue to leave. A lot of deer running around. You watch he moved a whole crocodile by himself. Yeah, he's the crocodile hunter, man. Yeah, like hippos. Yeah, no, I'm not taking one with no hippo. Unless you give me like a 50 cal I can just mow them down with, I am not messing with no hitbox. Ah, Kinnereth! I was wondering when you'd show. Go on, try again. Speaking of which, I just got those hammers. I should probably use them. Where are the hammers? There they are. Oh, crap. I need to still sell these. Ah, I can do it in Skingrad. Already broke. That's not a good sign. Let's see. Leather races. Alright, only lost 3 so far. That's pretty good. Okay, there's 4. Alright, doing pretty good there. I can buy some more when I get to Skingrad, and of course there's more. And I've contracted Hell Joints. Great. Kinnereth, I'm going to do your quest later, but please know that I hate you. Like, really, really hate you. Does anyone actually heard a cassowary threat display? It sounds horrible, but you know about you meet your maker when they do. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like when a moose looks at you, you're like, oh, I'm about to meet God. You never use 50 calories in the Emu War. I will use a 4-bore rifle. Am I on the road? I feel like I'm not on the right road. Oh, crap. I'm on the black road. I need to get on the gold road. Oh, I headed in the wrong direction. I got diseased for it. Britain War shaping out to be an awesome movie. Oh, how about that? What's this lady do? Oh, is she the courier from before? Are you okay? She's so rude. So inconsiderate of my feelings. I don't appreciate that. Alright, alteration to level 15. We're almost there. Just gotta keep leveling up. Whose horse is this? Black horse. Go ahead, I'm listening. Oh! The horse is sentient. I dare not steal it. Alias plant. I wonder what it does. My uncle had a neighbor that owns a cassowary. Damn bird killed his dog. The next thing you know, you hear a loud boom followed by an explosion of feathers. You see a 7-year-old man holding a 12 gauge. You don't mess with the old man's dog. That's a good way to die. But I don't know what possessed him to own a cassowary in the first place. Like, was he like had a local attraction or something? I don't know. It's just personally not something I would own. The Australian was merely outfitted by the British. The biggest weapon they had against the enemy were Lewis guns, which fired a 303. Princeton marched with 10 Ravens, then who? 10 Honestly, Raven would have a bit of a better chance. He's more used to fighting and hand-to-hand combat. And so, I don't know. He's also tangled with birds before, though granted it was a goose, but he still pegged one with a rock from a good 10 paces, so. Yeah, true story. When we were kids, our parents took us out on a lake, and we were just traveling around on a canoe. We found a little island in the lake, in the middle of South Carolina, and so we were just I was like 3 or 4, so I was just sort of like wandering around. I didn't know it at the time, but I had wandered very close to a goose nest. And goose are irritable on the best of days. I need to get back on track. And so, Mother Goose got mad, started honking, started charging me. Now keep in mind, I'm 4. Me and the goose are looking at each other in the eye. I'm freaking out. So I'm freaking out because I'm 4. This is like the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then suddenly, bam! A rock pegs it right in the head, and it just starts waddling right back to its nest, going, "Yep, nope, not worth it." And it was because Raven was nah, and he was throwing rocks at it. He's like, you want to try and hurt the little bro? Well, guess what, buddy? It bothers me that you're this stupid. That's natural selection at work there. When the deer just lets me do that, I'm sorry, there's nothing to be done there. You're an idiot. You are a deer deserving of being made into a health potion. Speaking of which... I was probably about 8 when it happened. He said that he was tempted to use his 45-700. I would have done it. The map. Do I go straight for the road, or could I just go? If I just go down south, I could do it, or I could try going east and just continue to link up with the main road. Let's go to the main road. Because there could be some stuff that goes bump in the night that I may not want to tangle with. But also, if I'm on the main road, that means there's a higher chance of running across a bandit camp, which means beds. The problem with the Emu War is that the soldiers open fire, flocks numbering 100, they'd scatter, so the soldiers would kill like 20 most per encounter. Yeah, that was the big problem. Because we often joke, the emus won, but there was no human casualties. The emus lost definitely more. It's just the emus were very much hard to pick down. Honestly, I think they actually switched to a bounty system, which kind of helped fix the problem. And then also, if I recall correctly, the farmers just developed a better fence, and that just helped out. A rat? What are you doing outside of the sewer? Got some nerve. Your flesh shall become a poison that I shall use on my enemies. Like Kine will say, yeah, Kennerith is in full hate Lark mode. I mean, it's not like I deliberately... Yeah, okay, I tried to piss her off. Eventually, though, I will be doing the Knights of the Nine questline, so I'll have to let her bear small me just so I can, get the boots. Still think it's incredibly fracking stupid, but, what are you going to do? Alright, I'm back on the main road. What is Micah doing here? Micah? Yeah, that's what fix the problem. Better fence. Yep, gotta keep them emus out of your crops. So to manage them, so let the hunters take care of it. And then sadly, they also did the same bounty system to the Tasmanian tiger, and those things just went extinct, which is a shame. They look so cool. But here, thanks to genetic stuff, they're gonna try and bring one back. There's another, where everyone's like, hey, look, we remade a close amalgamation to a dire wolf. And we're like, alright, that's cool. But I'm not sure we were responsible for axing off the dire wolf. We were responsible for axing off the Tasmanian tiger. Let's bring that back. Hey, Lark, what spider in the media scared you the most? Growing up, do you mean a specific type or just an instance of a spider showing up in a movie? Because... what on earth are you trying to do? Yes, attack me right in front of the Imperial Army, you dumb bitch. You deserve what you get. But yeah, probably if we're looking at specific... someone's trying to bring it back, good. But, let's see, probably the ones that scare me the most growing up would be Black Widows. Simply because, I've actually seen them. They live in the area where I live. And that's one of the 2 spiders that can kill me in my state. The other being a brown recluse. But you kind of have to go out of your way to find a brown recluse. Black Widows will, set up shop in your shoes. But those are very much rare. The Australians got far worse spiders. But the one in media that scared me the most would probably be Aragog. from the Harry Potter movie. Because the thing about spiders that freaks me out the most, the face. That just ain't right. And so seeing a wolf spider face up close like that, I was like, ah! Nope, none of that. It's kind of funny. Because I remember being more scared of spiders after watching the Chamber of Secrets than before it. And so that's always kind of struck me as funny, as like, hey, this definitely influenced the fear. But like, I watched Shelob, and kind of gross in Lord of the Rings, but I definitely thought Aragog was scarier. And that's also why I hate huntsman spiders, and why I probably never want to visit Australia, because those things are big enough that I can see its face without having to like zoom in on a camera or squint. And if I can see its face, I can see those soulless black eyes staring at me. I'm like, nope, 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 it needs to die. Also don't like that it had this, like... The 8 legs things also freak me out. But yeah. But then you had Shadow of War, which completely changed my opinion on Shelob, if you know you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, am I right, fellas? You should watch 8-Legged Freaks. It's a great cult classic giant spider movie. Imagine it's also probably up there with, like, Arachnophobia. Which I did see, and it didn't help my love of spiders at all. Spiders just don't look natural, I tell you what. What about jumping spiders? I don't want them on me. But they are a little bit more tolerable. I can put up with them a little bit more, because I've seen enough memes of them kind of being cute. But like when you see a huntsman spider have a possum in its mouth, I'm kind of like, no, absolutely not. That's just no bueno. I cast die. Over encumbered by a wolf pelt? Are you serious? You can't be serious. There, my rusty iron greaves can be thrown by the wayside. Spiders that big? It's got a health bar. Yeah. That's the thing. I hate big spiders. And there's some that I can put up, like tarantulas, I expect those to be big. Those have the decency to like have their eyes blend in with their fur so I can't see them. I still don't want to touch them, but at least we have sort of an understanding. Huntsmans and big old wolf spiders are just like, nope, you can see the face and let you know I'm staring into your soul. Ah. Then there's also, like, the Eurogumo spiders. Like, we used to have those, like, in my backyard. They made a habit of making themselves known, and I appreciated that. Because I don't like being jump scared by spiders. Eurogumos were nice enough to go, hey, I'm here. Feed me if you feel like it. And we would do that. We would find, like, little bugs, and we would throw them into their spider's web, and we would watch them get webbed up. I cast spider with big bug wings. Nope, no, absolutely not. Just get behind me, Satan. No. I don't need that. Well, I want to say, if you see a wolf spider looking blacker than usual, don't squint. Don't squish it with a broom, because they will release 100 spider wings. Oh, I've seen them. Like, I have made that mistake. Thankfully, I was out in the yard. I was out in the yard when I dropped a brick on the thing, and so when they started going everywhere, they were in the yard. So not too big, not big a deal. Try again. Nope. Looks like I'm the cool cat here. Oh yeah. Now it no longer has the gall to try anything. Green Mead Cave. Wait, there's green mead in there? Well, we gotta find out. What about the spider yokai? If we're going off of just pure folklore, I am not messing with it. Because that's how I get eaten. But, in the more modern interpretations, I could be friends with one. Whether I'd, like, go full, like, Monster assuming date one, probably not. I just don't think we're compatible. Definitely be friends, though. Because again, it's kind of the eyes. If you've got the spider legs, kind of like, ugh, but if I see that that there's a cute girl attached to that, it's negotiable. We can work with that. Aha! Oh, you want to try the zappy zappy? Cower if you must. Your doom approaches all the same. Thank you. I would date one. Yeah. And I don't know what you think. My thing is typically if someone wants to say, hey, would you date a monster girl? It kind of depends. Crap. And this is why I hate. There we go. Steel Greaves. Mace of Sparks. Ooh, we got lucky today. Of course, I'm over encumbered. Not bad. I need to get a full steel set, though. There we are. Look, which samurai do you think should have a cape and for honor? Hard to say, because capes weren't as big a thing for the samurai. So, if I had to give one, let's see, probably, I can't believe I'm saying this, but probably Aramusha. Because like the idea of like make it less of a cape, more of a cloak that you put around like a Ronin or Aramusha, that sort of thing. She won't lay her eggs in you. God, I hope not. Get back here! My destruction's already level 32. How about that? And back to leveling you up. Alterations level 18! Or danger or wakes. Honey, we've got to talk about this webbing thing. Untie me. Yep. I don't know, though. Could she use that webbing to make clothing? And Kennerith, please. I'm begging you here. Give me some peace! Didn't Diana have capes like Oda? Like, didn't Oda have one? So what about Kensei? Let's see. I don't recall him in like any work of art. Like he had, certainly there were like long robes they would wear, but capes not so much. Again, I think a cloak on like a wandering Ronin would be a good idea. I'm not saying you can have that. I'm just saying that's what I think would be the better notion. Like, what are your thoughts on the wolf spider with wings and an extendable proboscis? Wolf spider. Oh. That's nightmare fuel. That is nightmare fuel. I already think wolf spiders should be relegated to just, you know, chilling in the backyard, taking out pests. I don't need them getting bigger or scarier. I am content with them doing what they do. Would you rather bite a frostbite spider or molag ball? Frostbite spider, that's easy. When you have something called the Lord of Grape without the G, I don't want to bite that. My mouth's not going anywhere near that. Frostbite spider, I at least will have the chance of killing before I start nomming on it. So I discovered a new species of spider in the Amazon that you can ride. Lark holds musket gunpoint. Get us to Mars yesterday. Oh, you think you can take me? It was a good swing. Try again. Oh no, that didn't work out, did it? Cool party. Let's get a GPS going. Oh, I was hoping you would stick to the road. No, it's going as the crow flies. Kennerith sends another one of her minions after me. Come, face me. Sad thing is, the wolves are a lot cuddlier here. So I feel a little bit worse about killing them. I know Monster Musume Arachne can sell her silk. Yeah, that'd be great, you know. Let her have this little tailor shop on the side. That'd be nice. Ah, man, would you look at that sky. Oh, the other moon must not be out or obscured. Ah, Skingrad. I'll be able to catch some shut-eye over there and level up. Beautiful. Oh, what's this? I can get my disease cured. I'll have to find these way shrines a little bit later when I'm starting to do the Knights of the Nine. Well, we'll probably be into that, and I don't think his grape is restricted to the female. So exactly why I don't want to be anywhere near him. Oh, God, it had to be Kennereth. Ugh, give me the disease back. Actually, did it even get rid of the disease? No, I'm afraid it got rid of the disease. Kennereth, maybe Kennereth won't send any creatures after me for a bit. It's Secundus or Maser. I always want to say Maser or Mundus, but it's Maser and Secundus, you're right. What are you doing just standing out here?
Go ahead, please.
What do you know?
Matterhorn Castle near Coral is besieged by marauders. I wish I could go and save them. You too.
Duly noted. Something to look into. Karn laughs at your pain. She would! Salty bitch that she is. That's 4 a.m. I just remember in the Underland Chronicles exist, and giant intelligent creatures are a mainstay of the series, spiders included. Ugh. Oblivion is another dimension similar to Hell with the planes for its princes and all that. Yes. Think of Oblivion very similar to how like the Realms of Chaos operate in the Warp for 40k or even Fantasy. If any of you saw a giant spider, you'd be running for the hills. Dang right. I ain't telling you with that unless I got like my gun on me. All right, fix it up. Thank you. Honestly, I like Skingrad's design. I think it's kind of defensible. There's like all the good stuff. You have like good choke points to work with. Defensible locale. How you doing, bud?
You're out late, sir.
Yes, I am. What you gonna do about it? Again, I think they added some more voices. Not a lot, just a few. All right, Two Sisters. Hold on, let me make sure I have the money for this. Yes, I do. Squashy, squishy spiders. What? Oh. Don't mind me.
I'm Margrimo,
Oh.
proprietor of Two Sisters Lodge. My sister and I own the place. Two sisters, see? Need a bed? Good food?
Yeah, just give me a bed.
You need some place to rest? I can rent you a room for the night for 10 gold.
That will do.
Okay then, it's upstairs, the room at the west end of the hall. That's to your right when you come out the door. Enjoy. I'm through talking to you.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you either. That's why I say you should be happy. The atmosphere, the oxygen is 20%. Any larger this insects grows well. Yeah, you are correct. The higher the oxygen, the larger insects can get. The series where Skaven not only exist, but are way more threatening and more hammer versions. Somehow spiders are still creepier and ants are way more of a threat in the end. What are you gonna do? Is this my bed? Yes, this is my bed. Oh, for 10 gold a night? Not a bad room. Not a bad room at all. Yeah, no, the Grinch didn't even look that bad. Don't you? I've ascended to level 4. It's suddenly obvious to you. You just have to concentrate. All of the energy and time you've wasted, it's a sin. Really am a crusader. But without experience you've gained, taking risks, taking responsibility for your failure. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Settle down there. How could you have understood? Alright, first, bumping strength again because I want to be able to carry more stuff. And bumping my intelligence again because magic. And... agility, short swords, maximum fatigue, personality. Let's improve personality. I am supposed to be an Imperial. We're supposed to be good at haggling. Alright, we leveled up just nicely. I am now pro deforestation. No, don't destroy the forest! Because then the survivors that are left will have nowhere to come but to us. Besides, if you really want to wreck the oxygen levels, you hit the algae and the phytoplankton. Always cast protection before you drop from the second story. Oh, every opportunity a chance to level up. Alright, now I need to find a shopkeeper. I got stuff to sell.
Me children are starving. Please help.
Fine.
One more coin and I can get a pair of shoes. Thank you, kind sir.
Wish I could just give him a pair.
Upon ye.
There was some cowhide leather shoes that I think I picked up a while back. I would just give him those. Revan said if Lehman were to fight Fulgrim, Lehman would win. How would Lehman kill Fulgrim? Pre-heresy, pre-Primary, he'd probably just chop his head off. Ironically, like the same way Fulgrim killed Ferrus Manus, he would just do it like he would just decapitate him and be done with it. Now that's the problem. He's a demon Primarch. He can't really be killed. He could be beaten into submission and banished, but killed, that's a little bit more of a challenge. Colovian traders, there we are. Oh, it's the ocean and its gigantism. The farther down you go, the bigger stuff get, and we have no idea why. Because why not?
Welcome to Colovian Traders, Skingrad's finest selection of general merchandise. I'm Gunder. Just let me know what you want. Have a look around. You won't find better prices in all Tamriel.
Maybe. Let's go 62. Let's see if we can get away with that. Mace of Sparks. Gonna keep on that because getting stuff will be a little hard. The nice thing is you deal in literally everything.
You gotta be kidding.
It was worth a shot. Alright.
A fine transaction. An excellent bargain.
You wouldn't happen to have any, you know, iron cuirass, iron greaves. You don't have any iron gauntlets. Steel gauntlets and steel helmet. We'll get the gauntlets first. Alright, now let's find a way to...
That's a fair deal.
I wouldn't say that. I need the good stuff. Come on. Here, you can have this Imp Gall for 50 gold.
A fine transaction.
You would say that, you being who you are. No mercy, no respite.
I appreciate your business.
I bet you too, you snake. Look at these mittens. I'm ready to sock a heretic. Oh, yeah. That's the look of contempt right there. Let's keep it moving. I can't wait to get the chest. You think the clone of Fulgrim will ever come back, or are they done with that as a concept? Probably going to be done. As much as we would love to see it, if I recall correctly, it's another one of those things where, one, that shakes up the story more than Games Workshop wants to. Also, the guy that wrote that...
Over here!
Nope.
Yes, you. We need to talk.
The guy that wrote that in as a concept didn't really... I don't think he's at the Black Library anymore. And so, that kind of idea, I think, isn't officially Games Workshop's anymore. Mittens just like me.
We can't talk here.
Oh my gosh,
Too
you
public.
followed me.
Meet me behind the great chapel at midnight. Don't let anyone follow you. I'll make it worth your while.
Sorry, urgent business. He bothers me. Lovely vineyards, though. Good to see the crops coming in fine this year. You know, if the Count's assistant wasn't such a jerk, I might consider settling down in Skingrad. Lovely area, lovely local countryside. Oh, gotta get them flax seeds. That man looked cooked out of his mind. He's just a wood elf, but yes. Well, what have we here? It must have been the wind. But it actually wasn't the wind, it was a snowball! I know your type, bandit scum. Have another snowball. And another. What's the matter? You don't like playing in the snow? Weak poison of apathy. It doesn't slow you down, actually. It just makes you go, you know, I really don't feel like it. You know, it's not my thing. I don't care. What even is this? Wooden door of the cursed mine. Oh, I don't want to get kissed. Ooh, Ayleid well. Ah, crap, I'm off the road. I'm not far from it. I'll just head down a little bit down south and get on. Elf Cup Cap. Ooh. Would you say Fulgrim is like Perfect Cell? In sort of the attitude that they want to be perfect, yes, they are. But the difference between is... Cell was always doing something. Fulgrim, for the majority of 10,000 years, has just been off on his little demon planet, just sort of, you know, pleasuring himself. Now he's finally back in the setting, but we really don't have any know what he's doing right now. He's come back, which no doubt means whatever world he's popped out on, everyone's, you know, going, fuck! But it's, that's all we kind of know. I'd have to probably read the Emperor's Children Codex supplement to know more, but I really don't want to buy it. Because listen, I'm happy the Emperor's Children are finally getting their time in the sun, because Slaanesh is the most hated of the Chaos Gods by GW, so they don't ever get as much attention. But, hey, so I'm happy they're getting that attention. But I kind of wish there'd be some others that get some attention, like, you know, the Eldar, hint. The heart of the Empire could settle on here. Picard, the forces of hell are literally invading. In a minute? Hey, don't you want me to set up shop here so I have a vested interest in keeping the Hellspawn off of it? I mean, listen, isn't that the greatest plan ever? Let me set up a home, the demons come and ransack it, maybe kill the loved one or two, and suddenly you have a new Doomslayer, or in this case, Peniel Winestrain. But instead of wanting to kill, hold on, let me deal with this. Hey, big fella. Ooh, you dodge at just the right time. Looks like neither of us can hit. Alright, try again. You fail. Try again. Yeah, come on, hit me. You suck. Cool off. carry the battle axe. They're going to say to God, why would they be the most loved? I imagine either is no. I'm not talking about in the current meta. Honestly, Slaanesh probably has the most followers, other than maybe Nurgle. But the reason that, but here's the thing: Slaanesh is forever associated with sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and sex, drugs, and rock and roll isn't exactly politically correct and morally tasteful all the time. And so it's a little bit risque and therefore harder to market Slaanesh to a wider audience than some of the other Chaos Gods. So as a result, they try to move away from Slaanesh. Even then, Slaanesh, they try to move away from the whole debauchery, like perversion thing, and more towards the idea of the pursuit of perfection. But they'll never be able to fully get rid of the sex, drug, and rock and roll version. Well, when Mommy and Daddy love each other very much, Daddy enters the warp and bargains for the powers of chaos, then leaves, flips the Chaos Gods the bird. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think he actually made a direct deal with the Chaos Gods. I think, like, the fact they didn't attack him when he went into the warp was their justification for saying, "Oh no, we totally made a deal with you, my guy." Lovely day. What could go wrong? The answer may shock you. Ah, Kvatch. Good to see it still standing. One of the greatest cities in the Empire. I tell you, great place to raise a kid. Are you serious? Try again. No, try again. Okay, fine. I don't know what I was expecting from you. Enjoy being naked. Makes 20 sons, loses his kids, get them back, makes piss poor parenting decision, then ruins the future of humanity. Also, Mom hates him. I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. He was so focused on becoming the emperor of mankind, he forgot the whole be human part. Which really, really aggravates me. Here's Lark challenge accepted. Alright, Kine, come on. What other bear or wolf do you want me to fight? Or is it a troll this time? How far am I? Oh, yeah, we still got a ways. This thing is like, I can see the walls. I know we're close. And that's how the Primarchs are made. Yay! Oh, Revelation and Erda. But then again, maybe a Primarch is just something a little bit more. See, haven't had a bandit or anything attack me in a bit. What you hiding? The Gold Coast. I'm on the Gold Road, but I don't see the Gold Coast. Ah! I've successfully harvested Dragon's Tongue. I assure you, when a dragon goes down, the tongue is not what I harvest. But alas, there are no dragons in this game. It's actually funny, as in Cyrodiil, originally they were supposed to be. Because the way Michael Kirkbride wrote it, the Cyrodiil was actually supposed to be filled with like a bunch of like rice fields and other stuff like that. And Kennereth being Kennereth, not you. She just couldn't resist. Can you blame them in this day and age? Maybe I can. I don't know. We're thinking about on a good guy in the Warhammer setting. Fans, how many times we gotta tell you to teach you this lesson, old man? Listen, we don't mind some minor good guys. We don't mind... And here's the thing. Every single faction thinks they're the good guy to a certain extent. So, you can have each of the factions have their own moments of just sort of altruism and, you know, general goodness. You don't have to make one faction solely dedicated to it. Shane, that elf was supposed to come over and, like, you know, jump scare us with the thing, but, I guess he didn't make it because of that wolf.
I don't even notice anymore. I guess you can get you.
What do you want?
What's going on?
You mean the priest? I don't think he made it out of the city. Very few of us did. But Savli and Mattias might know more. He's in charge of the city guard that are defending the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Kind of shame, because that elf was kind of important for exposition. There he is. There he is. Get over here. You have exposition to fulfill. Guy said, get over here.
Come on, run while there's still time. The guard still holds the road, but it's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. God's blood. You don't know, do you?
No.
Daedra overran Kvatch last night. There were glowing portals outside the walls, gates to Oblivion itself. There was a huge
So we can attack them on their home turf?
Something out of a nightmare.
Nice.
Came right over the walls, blasting fire that swarmed around it, killing. Go and see for yourself. Kvatch is a smoking ruin. We're all that's left. Do you understand me? Everyone else is dead.
Unfortunate.
It was Savli and Mattias. Some of the other guards helped some of us escape. They cut their way out, right through the city gates. Savlian says they can hold the road. No, no, I don't believe him. Nothing can stop them. If you'd seen it, you'd know. I'm getting out of here before it's too late. They'll be here any minute, I'm telling you. Run when you can.
He seems like a nice fella. Anyway. Let's get moving. Kvatch, nice symbol.
How could the 9...
I don't have much. I lost everything.
Sucks to be you. I mean, sorry. Oh, can you repair my stuff?
Let's see what we've got here.
First, let me sell.
Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
Yeah, I'm going to accept that your prices are so high simply because, well, scarcity.
You need to make a better offer.
Come on, I'm accepting this. I got a 35%. It's like a 70% loss. Bear with me, would you?
That's a good deal.
It really isn't, but okay.
That's a good deal.
And for you, you harpy.
That's more than I'd usually pay.
Bull and crap. I'm only letting you get away with this because I feel bad for you losing your home.
That's more than I'd usually...
Now, anyway.
Thank you.
Repair
Can't go
my
into
stuff,
battle
please.
with broken equipment.
Let this
Leave
happen.
me alone.
Are you angry with us?
Happy to do so.
You picked a bad time to visit Kvatch.
But you're all smiles anyway, aren't you?
I offer the finest goods and the lowest prices in all Cyrodiil.
That's a lie right there.
Good day.
Just a cursory glance, I can tell you that's a bullshit. Alright, let's go check and see how bad this is. Ooh, a monk.
Hope is gone. The Imperial line is dead. The Covenant is broken. The enemy has won.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Hope is gone. The enemy has won. In the West, people are even starting to disappear. The gods have forsaken us.
Maybe you.
Lord Dagon is the enemy. He is the Prince of Destruction, and the Daedra are his servants.
Plot twist. There's the
chapel is
Lord of
cast
Wolves.
down.
That would be a
The
plot
faithful,
twist.
my friends.
Hey, Ma, the gates of Oblivion are open. Get the Argonians.
Are destroyed.
Yeah, right now Black Marsh is having a great time.
The Imperial line is dead. Where is our blessing? Where is our protection? Where are our gods? The enemy triumphs, and we die alone.
Hey. Gotta keep a stiff upper lip there, bud. Stiff upper lip.
Stop talking.
Whoa, frick you too, buddy. The enemy only wins if you believe they win. Very ironic, considering you still have that Carthaginian symbol. The vanquished is not vanquished unless they believe themselves to be so. Yeah, come on, I'm sure it's just an exaggeration. It can't be that bad. Wait a minute, is there like some ash in here or something? Things seem to be getting a little redder and ooh. Oh my, that's rough. Wait, this happened overnight. Where'd all these barricades come from? Oh, goodness.
Stand back, civilian. This is no place for you. Get back to the encampment at once.
Do you not see me decked out in armor?
We lost the damn city. That's what happened.
Oh, other than that.
It was too much. Too fast. We were overwhelmed. Couldn't even get everyone out. There are still people trapped in there. Some made it to the chapel, but others were just run down in the streets. The Count and his men are still holed up in the castle. And now we can't even get back into the city to help them. That damned Oblivion gate blocking the way.
And what do you plan to do now?
The only thing we can do. We'll try to hold our ground, that's what. If we can't hold this barricade, those beasts could march right down and overrun the encampment. I have to try and protect the few civilians that are left. It's all I can do now.
Yep, that sounds about right. Anyway, Martin?
You mean the priest? Last I saw him, he was leading a group towards the chapel of Kvatch. If he's lucky, he's trapped in there with the rest of them.
You know, it's just an Oblivion gate. You know, we're working on that.
Oh, okay.
If he's not.
Hey, Raven, I know you're a follower of Christ. My question is, what is your favorite verse and why? Let me get my Bible.
Some kind of portal to Oblivion. The enemy used them to attack the city. They appeared outside the walls, and Daedra poured out. They've opened one right in front of the city gates. Until that gate is closed, the best I can do is try to hold these barricades.
Alright, and let me help.
You want to help? You're kidding, right?
Nope.
If you're serious, maybe I can put you to use. It'll likely mean your death, though.
I can
Are
live
you
with that.
sure?
I'm on it.
I don't know how to close this gate, but it must be possible, because the enemy closed the ones they opened during the initial attack. You can see the marks on the ground where they were. The great gate right in the middle. I sent men into the gate to see if they could find a way to shut it. They haven't come back. If you can get in there, find out what happened to them. If they're alive, help them finish the job. If not, see what you can do on your own. The best I can say is good luck. If you make it back alive, we'll be waiting for you.
Okay, so let's see.
Good luck. It's a brave thing you're doing.
That the best you can do?
Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 40. Okay, well, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. I love that verse because it's a reminder that, you know, even though I'm weak, you know, He will give me strength and encourage me. And I read that alongside Romans. It's interesting. Okay, here we go. Romans chapter 8. Here we go, Romans chapter 8, verse 31. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us?
Thank the nine.
Which is one of the most popular verses in the Bible, besides John 3:16. You know, if God is for us, who can be against us? If God stands by your side, who can stand against you? So He gives us strength. He's there for us when we're weak, and if God is for us, who can be against us? I think these are some of the most inspirational verses out there. They give you a lot of. They give me a lot of strength, but I'm having downtime. I've been having a lot of downtime lately.
To the big tower. You've
so
got to save him.
Romans 8:31, Isaiah 40:29. There's one more. Hold on.
The captain is still holding the barricade. I figured I was the last one left alive.
Alright, well, good verses all the same.
I'll try to get out.
But now we have made it into the realms of Oblivion. Mehrunes Dagon's realm specifically. Yep. Oh dear.
Here it is, 2 Corinthians 12:9. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest in me. Again, just a reminder that, you know, you can't do everything. There's a lot that you can't do, and a lot that will hold you back. But my grace is sufficient. Jesus says, my grace is all you need. Through my power is made more perfect in your weakness. So one of the cool things about this verse, I love it, it says, therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness. So when someone says, dude, you're weak, you can't do anything, you're not good enough, Jesus says, yeah, it's a good thing that you're weak, because through your weakness, my grace is intensified. My grace is made stronger in your weakness. And if you just read throughout the Bible, all the people who did great things with God were weak people. You had Moses, who was a weakling. You had David, who was the youngest and weakest of his brothers. You had Gideon, who was an absolute coward on the level of Usopp from One Piece. You had what was his name? Jonah, who was a coward too, and a very resentful person who didn't want anything to do with Nineveh, and God still used him. You had think about Jesus' disciples. Peter and his brother John were fishermen. One of them was a tax collector. Matthew was a tax collector. These people were not great generals or kings or rulers. They weren't awesome people. They were weak men who lived in the lowest side of things. You know, who did the angels go to first to tell about Jesus' birth? It wasn't the kings, it was the shepherds. You know, just because you're weak, just because you don't have a lot going on for you, does not mean that God can't use you. And as it says here, my power is made perfect in weakness. So the weaker you are, the less you have going for you, God can do even more through that. You know, so boast in your weakness. Be proud that you're weak. Be proud that you can't do it all, because it just means that I can do even more miraculous things through you. So those are probably my favorite verses in the Bible, probably. Although it changes, because as I'm going through my Bible study in 1 Kings right now, I've been finding some great verses in 1 Kings, like right now, my favorite, and we'll talk about this in the next video that I do. Let's see, it's in chapter 18. Here it is. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 21, Elijah went before the people and said, how long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him. But the people said nothing. I think that's a really strong verse, because it's just a call to action right there, you know? If the Lord is God, follow him. If Baal is God, follow him. And the people said nothing. And I think that's a great reflection of today's society, isn't it? You know, in today's society, we bounce back and forth between whether or not we're going to be godly or we're going to be worldly. And Elijah just says, dude, stop being wishy-washy. Stop bouncing. Pick one. Just pick one. And you know, that ties into Revelation. In the book of Revelation, I think it's, no, I'm bouncing everywhere. Revelation chapter 3. I know it's chapter 3. I know it's here. Here it is. Chapter 3, verse 14. To the angel of the church in Laodicea write, these are the words of the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the ruler of God's creation. I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth. It's this idea that you keep saying like you're not hot for me or cold for me. Be one. Be one or the other. By trying to take a little bit of everything, being a little godly but a little worldly, you're nowhere. You got to either be 100% for God or not for God at all, because God doesn't want you to be wishy-washy on things. And I think Elijah calling that out in 1 Kings is just so strong. Just, if the Lord is your God, go to him. But if the world is your God, if Baal is your God, if money is your God, if sex is your God, if video games are your God, if work is your God, if these things are your God, follow that. Do it, just don't be acting like you're wishy-washy on everything, because God doesn't want a wishy-washy follower. And Jesus said it himself. I can't remember the verse right now, so I won't even bother turning to it, but I have it memorized. No man can serve two masters. No man can serve two masters. You will hate one and love the other, or love the one and hate the other. There is no in between. So you can't love God and money. You can't love God and sex. You can't love God and work. You can't love God and fame. You will shun one and love the other. Now, of course, people always say, but does that mean I have to give up, the money I have? No. But it means you can't worship it. I talked about it during my stream today when I was looking at the Warriors Den. I brought this up. Lark, you were there for it. I was saying, idols and the things of this world aren't necessarily bad things. They can be good things, but we turn them into God things. Money is not a bad thing inherently, but if you turn it into your God, it becomes a bad thing. Sex is not a bad thing inherently, but if you turn it into your God, it becomes a bad thing. Fame is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you turn it into a God thing, it becomes a bad thing. And that's what Elijah's warning about, If the Lord is God, follow him with all your heart. Stop flipping. But if, everything else is your God, follow that. Just be prepared for the consequences, Because if you worship money, well, then you better do all you can to get money. Lie, cheat, steal, gamble. If sex is your God, better get you some sex, Sex, have sex with whoever you want, whenever you want. Age, gender, race, shouldn't matter. Just have sex with people. Because frankly, if sex is your God, you're just going to go for it. If fame is your God, do what you got to do to get fame. Lie. Throw away your integrity. Throw away your principles. Do whatever it takes to get clicks. Be like Johnny Somali. Go to a country and shame yourself in front of the entire world. But hey, because all publicity is good publicity. And you might think, that's ridiculous. That's what it means to make it your God. And there are people who make these things their God. You think, that's ridiculous. Lily Phillips, the woman who was so proud of sleeping with 100 men in one night, sex is her God. Johnny Somali, who's now doing time in a Korean prison because he went around the world and made an ass of himself in other countries. Fame was his God. And now he's paying for it. Ebenezer Scrooge, while he's a fictional character, money was his God. And before you say he was fictional, do we not use Scrooge as a term to refer to people like him? So, as I read through this book, I find new verses to latch onto and really meditate on, and that's what I've been meditating on for a long time these last few days. Lark will tell you, I've been talking about this verse for a while. I've been reading it up and down. I've been really deliberating this whole part of Scripture. So when you say, what's my favorite Bible verse? Those three that I mentioned earlier, 2 Corinthians, Romans, and Isaiah, those are the ones that I hold on to for all of my life because they really stick with me. But that one is the one I'm really meditating on right now, and I encourage people to meditate on at least one verse a week. Take a verse, meditate on it for a week, really think on what it means, really think on what it's trying to tell you. It can really, really help your understanding of the Bible. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your stream.
Oh, that's okay. It's actually funny. You start reading from the good book, and then the game crashes. Because I was in Oblivion, I was in hell, surrounded by demons, and then you start reading from the Bible, and then suddenly you purge it so hard, the game crashes. I find that funny. So, kind of sad, but like, hey, it didn't. The whole computer didn't go down, so I'm considering that's just a Bethesda thing. That's not necessarily a me thing. You had problems too.
Todd Howard, you short bastard.
I know. But thing is, this was fun. We'll definitely have to pick this up again. I don't know when we'll pick it up again, but sometime soon. And it'll probably like pick us right back up in Oblivion. But
so did you have fun?
Oh yeah, we had fun.
Amen, brother. Much respect to you. I sub to you. I'll be binge watching your videos tonight. Hey, appreciate it, dude. The videos I recommend, if you're into my Christian stuff, I do the
Bible study stuff.
I do my Bible study series. I have plenty of playlists on that. You can look through them. If you like For Honor, I've got a Heroes in History series on the history of each of the characters. I've got a Executions Graded where I go into the executions of each character. I've got a Legend series where I tell stories about my own created OC characters. So, dude, whatever you want to binge first. I've got a response video series where I respond to stuff. I know you love that series, Lark.
I'm a fan.
Yep. So, hey, binge watch what you like, man. Would love to hear from you. But, Lark, I didn't mean to hijack your stream at the end there.
It's all right. Well, a little bit of plugging there. You know, there's other stuff on the channel to check out. So go check that out. But until next time.